Getting it recorded.
Praise God. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for your many, many blessings. We ask you, Lord, to be with us today. Give us the knowledge and wisdom to make the right decisions. We pray, Lord, that you'll be with our employees at the courthouse. Watch over them, protect them, because, Lord, this is a crazy world that we live in. We ask you to be with all of our first responders. Watch over them also. Now, Lord, again, just give us the knowledge and wisdom to make the best decisions. We thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Papers I get it from the street. And then we get them all.
Or just want to get on, so he can do his report for us, but
He's not getting on.
oh, there. I'm not gonna be able to get on.
No. Oh, that is. All right. We'll call our meeting to order. You're gonna have, do you have any water?
I can get you less.
Give me a bottle, if you got it in the,
I'll let it up all right.
cause I've been running crazy. So when I don't drink a lot, this is the way I get.
Yeah.
COVID. Thank you, COVID. So. All right, we'll call our meeting to order. Lauren, do you have anything?
Correspondence, the sheriff's November monthly report, the Division of Corrections and Rehab, November invoice, Fountain Volunteer Fire Department, the request for reimbursement, I put that as a correspondence. And then it can be as an item of, action for the next meeting. And under new business, discussion and potential approval of new consoles, that was to be on this agenda. I do believe that's it.
Also, Jason, myself is here, Candace is here, Lauren and Luke, and we got one visitor back here. Faithful attendance of the meeting. So, Jason, I hear a motion to approve the agenda.
I make a motion, we approve the agenda.
And I'll second that. Okay, minutes of the meeting.
I did not complete the public service comments, the Frankfurt Public Service Districts. I figure we meet tomorrow morning for the work session. I'll have them available for the work session tomorrow.
Oh, great. Okay, so, we'll bypass the minutes. You have any comments this morning? You sure? Okay,
So far.
We don't have anyone here.
say what?
I can't believe there's no one here. Well, I mean, you're here, but
What?
there's usually.
Don't complain about it. Correspondence. We have the assessors, report here for the month of November. And, we also have the dog warden who picked up, 7 dogs, 2 cats. And she had 1 dog carry over. I'm shocked. She only had 101 complaints. That's not bad. She gave away 6 dogs and 2 cats, so that's good. And, rabies will bite for 7, rabies exposure to humans, 7? That's a lot. It's rabies, are they up?
I don't know, she's not saying anything.
I don't know either. All right, West Virginia State Tax Department. But that's talking about the assessor, she owes 2% of previous year's projected tax collections. So. All right, we move on down here to Governor Morse's All County Fire Protection Fund distributed. While I'm on to that, you got the email about where these guys need to fill out that paper.
Yes,
Have they been notified yet?
They have been notified by the state, but I haven't, I'm gonna talk to you about reaching out to them, fire, volunteer. fire.
Yeah, I read that.
They actually received notice separately, they've got their own
So they are to be up to par on it.
Yes,
Okay,
I was gonna do a follow-up after I talked to Lynn.
yeah, okay, good
It's
deal.
by January 1.
Okay. All right, this is, I reckon this is still part of the.
Yes, it's pretty lengthy.
Yeah, it looks like it. Let me do this. Now we're down to Pat, Mr. Motion, Governor Motion. He's announces that should be receiving $45,060.14 as part of the All County Fire Protection. Of the All Texas Fire, Protection Fund. It's gonna be distributed, all right. I'm not gonna go over all that. All right, Sheriff's Monthly Report. The next one, let's see. Oh my. And then we got the Division of Corrections. It's going up. What are we gonna do about that? It's $47,000. $47,307.78.
Biggest thing you need to watch with the incarcerations, is if we get to our 100% cap, they stop discounting, and that'll easily be 60,000 for the same number of people, because of the way the formula works.
I'm beginning.
We're allocated so many spots in the jail,
Okay.
and if we keep it at like, Dutch would know more, but if we keep it at like 80%,
Yeah,
they give us a pretty substantial discount off our daily rate. Once we exceed that, they put us to the full per diem rate, which is like almost $10 more per day, I think, or it's pretty substantial.
per diem right now is $53.82 a day.
Yeah, so I guess it's like $6 more than, and then if we exceed 100%, they actually penalize you and charge you more than the per diem. So,
I'll tell you, the state's trying to break the counties.
For this,
There's no doubt in my mind about that. Wow, they're trying to break the
but
counties.
it's always worked well for us, because we've always been discounted, but there are counties who get hit really hard because they're over 100%.
There's all that, yeah.
which there's room in there for these people.
Well, that's why they do it though, because if everybody only takes their allocated number of spots, the jail doesn't become overpopulated. If everyone's over their 100%, there's not enough space in the facility.
And does it, or does, no matter, I see it,
What's that?
the arresting agency.
Oh, yeah, see, that's not right there. That's not right. They need to pay their own bill.
So on here, there's one that says, Hampshire County.
They don't check that. He might be wanted in mineral though. See, that's what you gotta look at.
Almost always, that's what it is. They were just in a different county. They got picked up on our warrant.
Yes.
But I know that Charlie and Hotchkiss.
They watch it.
Yeah.
And what's, BCI Regional B, what's that person?
And that's BCI.
BCI, sorry.
That's in our task force.
What'd you say? Well,
Drug task force.
Okay.
it don't say BCI, but that's what it is. Oh, and by the way, put on the agenda where they want to have a meeting with us. They want an appointment at the next meeting. What is this, the first?
22nd.
22nd, whatever it was, I think on this. They, should put them on the agenda, please. That's through, the sheriff too, he'll be here. He called for it the other night down there, they asked me about it.
We changed the meeting, to the 22nd at the end of the month.
Yeah, I got that
Okay.
email. Thanks. What time do you want them on for, like 9 o'clock?
Probably. That'd be good.
And you just want it listed under BCI?
Well, it's sheriff, he asked for it too. He's probably gonna talk to you about that, by the way.
So even the DNR, we pay their,
State agencies, municipal agencies, county agencies, anyone who's arrested on a case that our prosecutor will take care of.
pay them all. That's not right. Is it?
I don't think so, but
It's not.
municipalities should take care of their people.
Well, and the reason they do it though is because the county prosecutor, no matter who arrests them, is the one responsible as the charges originate on the county level.
All right,
That makes sense.
to move on a little bit, the Fountain Volunteer Fire Department is requesting reimbursement for $4,000 expenses because of their financial review conducted. So,
Health district requested the same thing and you all never discussed it.
Yeah.
I know we're gonna have to put that on.
In the next agenda. I think we have invoices now for about 3, because how many completed?
There was three of them.
I have Tri-Towns, Oak Gardens, and now Fountains.
Yeah.
And there's also a copy here of the check that was written.
Check the invoice and,
Yeah,
work.
yeah, so,
And I received that last night, so I replied to her that I'll put it under correspondence for this meeting, and then we'll put it on the next meeting.
okay. This is.
And that's under old business. Yeah, that's under old business, so you're back, just following your agenda now and your boards and stuff.
Oh, this stuff is,
That's later on the agenda, yeah.
all right, I might have went too far, okay. All right. Where's the sheriff's monthly report?
It was all way.
It was before the jail bill.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Oh, that's right, that's right. I got too much fun. I've been drove crazy this morning. My phone started ringing at 6:30. So. We got the West Virginia, like I said, that, and I'm talking to myself. Board and appointments. Do we have any board appointments?
This meeting.
Okay, update on the courthouse improvements.
Yeah, so we have closing scheduled for next week, the 17th. Everything is pretty well ready for that. All the account information has been submitted so that they will send us the $7 million to pay off the loan with First United. And then the auto debit has been submitted to USDA for the payments moving forward. They are working through punch list. Tom and I are going to back punch again pretty soon, but they are making substantial progress. But I know there are some things that haven't been taken care of. I paid my taxes yesterday and they've still not put the bars up on those windows. They're supposed to be up and on the assessors. So like, I know that's outstanding. I talked to Tom about that yesterday, but they have taken care of a lot of other stuff. Like I said, closings next week. I am like 80% sure you all already approved to have the blue house torn down, but I can't remember. Okay.
And then they approved the quote from.
Okay, well, that's good. Jeremy is scheduled for the first week in January to tear the blue house down. They are moving probation today. They're cutting the side out of the house because there's no way to get the furniture down the steps. So they were moving them out today. I believe everything is ready for court security. Advantage was supposed to come and terminate the last minute things on Friday.
They're shutting all the heat off.
Yeah, that we're actually going to just cut all the utilities off this week.
But then a hole in the wall.
Yes, yeah, they're gonna just shut the water off and then we'll shut they're just gonna shut the main breaker off and we'll shut the gas off.
What about adding things to the punch list?
Like what?
Well,
Well, there's a 1-year warranty, so we absolutely can.
the door up in the election room is grabbing, is catching.
Okay,
And, the bathroom doors, at least, I know them, if some of the other doors, they need attention less than one. So people can open the doors.
okay. Okay, can you send me an email with that?
But I didn't know if we could add things to them or how do we address it?
Yeah, everything's under a 1-year warranty, so they can, even if it's not on the punch list, they're still responsible to correct it. So, yeah, so probation's being moved. The new main entrance to the courthouse will have to start utilizing this week. And Supreme Court was coming this afternoon to wire the stuff up for probation.
I had a thought Friday, I walked through the building Friday, like at 5 o'clock, just looking at things and, I don't know if it's necessary or not, but the first floor where probation's gonna be,
Well,
and then you go, there's the elevator, probation is. Do you think we're, I'll probably eventually have to put a door right there so people aren't walking down the probation's office, but
door right
right
where?
next to where the elevator.
Well, probation secretary is gonna sit back from there. That's why that half door is there.
Well, like there's the hallway. When you walk down the hallway, like you can see all the way down their hallway, it's,
I'd have to look, see what you're talking
you just come
about.
through, check in, you could walk around the corner, the steps are behind you, there's the elevator, then you can see all the way down the hallway for probation.
Okay, yeah, I mean, and maintenance could put a door in if we
This
can,
is-
we'll have to. Well, I'm sure once they actually get in there, they're gonna have some stuff that they probably
Yeah.
want to change or alter, that kind of thing. Cause like from the elevator straight ahead, that's all their waiting room area.
Yeah.
And then there's that half door that goes into Chris and Kathy's old
Okay,
office.
So nobody's gonna walk down the hallway into somebody else's office.
Right, cause there'll be that half door. To the right there, though, where the tax office break room kitchen was, I don't know if there's a door there. That might need a door eventually for sure. But that hallway is just a waiting,
Okay.
yeah. But we
Just a
have
thought.
to be sure, yeah. Like I said, I'm sure once they've moved in, they'll have some stuff like, oh, we need to do this, or just some simple stuff like that.
You got anything else, Lauren?
That's all I got.
That's all you got? All right, the health department, I don't know if any of you have been out and looked at the new building, it looks pretty nice, it's coming up. They're projecting probably March, if the weather holds off, maybe April, it'll be completely finished. So it looks real good out there, just to let you know. All right, so update on the opioid, we have nothing on that, do
Well, I said that isn't here, but, I did have figured up the amount for prosecuting attorney, portions of date. It had it here. And this would be covering Mrs. Carl's salary from August to current. And it's $8,800. So if you go ahead and get that, or you go ahead and
we?
pay.
Who's this?
This is, opioid reimbursement General County for the prosecuting attorneys.
Okay, I'm gonna,
Yeah, it's just a partial reimbursement we'll do every quarter or so.
you wanna approve that now?
I make a motion that we approve that,
And I second that all.
and that's 8,000.
8,800.
And that was already approved in previous meetings, just.
Yeah.
It's one of the
Yeah.
allotted items. Yes, we moved the amount for the whole salary and benefits over. So,
All right. Discuss use fees versus levy for ambulance authority.
That's the work session for tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
I just didn't know whether it's still like an action since you're gonna read tomorrow, right? The real.
Give me a second here to get that. All right. So we need to set the dates for the board review.
If you're ready to, or if you want to wait till next meeting, that's up to you, but I mean, we gotta get them set, but then Dutch isn't here, so it kind of makes it. Well, maybe we could work on that tomorrow,
Tomorrow will be good.
cause I mean,
We
we
got,
need to look at all three schedules,
we need to look at it.
yeah.
You got some tentative dates?
No, I mean, we meet every 3 days, and then we just between that, we gotta miss other meetings, conflicts and. So if you get conflicts with that and holidays, you have to work around, other than that, you meet every 3 days. So we have to wait for Dutch tomorrow, you wanna do that tomorrow too then?
That'll work.
Right.
All right, so we're going to move down, shoot. Chase car monthly report, Jason, do that.
Well, we were waiting on that, dude, like that, we were waiting on the September without the emblem. So I do have the September, October and November printed out for you. You received those in emails as well, but that was just printed out.
Is it just, this is all combined?
Yeah, just scan through some of them.
don't have anything to add to it unless you want to go through what they've done for response to.
They kind of already gave September and October verbal, we just didn't have the printed out version, so I didn't know if you wanted to go over September or November.
Thank you, Bush. Can't approve.
Did you want to do an overview of November's?
Which is the top one here?
No.
Well, check out the data, that's all.
Oh,
Keep going back. Ah. I know, I see it. Now it's on me. Alright. They, I see they have total calls. This is the breakdown of the fire and Ridgely departments, okay, 18 Kaiser, 2 Ridgely, 5 in Burlington. Wild Ford 2, Fort Ashley 3, Fort Gap 8, Dew Creek 12, Elk District 2, Woods DFT, Valley Medical Transport
Yeah.
5, Tri-Town 1, Bromley Rescue 1, total of 61. They transported 16 and they canceled on by another medic, 17 ALS and 16 BLS. Non-transport for refusal was 9 top of that. Let's see, total revenue that came back with $800 back into the service. And that's, they get $30 on response, right? Each response. 50.
Now, we were doing that before that. They've always done that.
They've always done that. And, just a medical, we have medical equipment, the blood bank and stuff. They had meetings this past weekend up there in Canning Valley and they're all certified. I do know that to start carrying. And that's just the highlights.
well, I know that R1 was, first on scene 21 times out of those 61 calls.
Was the R1.
Responsible.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
We don't ever call it R1. That's a police officer.
Um,
That's Ridgely.
She had fever, I only read what she got.
Thank you, Lauren. Good. Anything you wanna highlight, Brian?
No, I was just reading a few. All right, if you're done, we'll go down to new business. We've got a letter here stating that Washington Deputy Boone can be awarded his incentive bonus for the amount of $5,000 with the effective date of December 1, 2025. Anything to say on that, sir?
It's due to him, his year's up.
Yep. So I make a motion, we award him his incentive
I second that.
for final penalty. And also, we got a letter about Logan Bucklew has been promoted to corporal. And his salary will increase by $1,000 per year, due to the promotion, his person. Okay, that's all things to be read there,
This is based on years of service.
that's on your service.
Do we have to approve that or it's already approved? I make a motion, we, approve the, increase in salary for the promotion.
And I second that also. And also, it's close to 9 o'clock. I don't know how long we're going to be with these two deputies. So would you like to, your appointment's at 9, so
Yeah, it won't take too long.
will you go right ahead?
Great, thanks. It's been a busy fall, and so I knew I needed to kind of get here, update you all on, where we are, what we've been doing with the extension service. As you know at this point, Shawnee Ozer was hired and then she accepted the Mineral County Schools position as the ag agent. She was hired as the ag agent and accepted the position there, which was Carol Webb's position. And she was wonderful. She only worked for us for about 6 or 7 weeks. And oh my gosh, she was phenomenal. But it was a job she'd always wanted. And she's going to be, she already is fantastic with the kids with the FFA
What's her name?
program. It was Shawnee Ozer, was who we had hired originally. So anyway, so that's where that is. So fortunately, we have interviews tomorrow on Wednesday. And we have some other applicants, and I'm really hoping we can get the position filled early this winter. So as far as agriculture programs go, the fair, all that went really well. Right now, we are doing the pesticide recertification training for any of the farmers or people who need to maintain that. And so we have that training this Thursday and next Monday. As options for people to come in. If you're applying pesticides on anything, you have to maintain certification to do that. And so we offer those credit hours. Then we do have winter dinner meeting topics, and the one in January is going to be Josh Pawlowski. And this is kind of a different one. It's on at-home meat processing. So I could see a broader audience than our normal audience coming to that one.
What's the date of that?
Yeah, that's going to be January 19th, Monday, January 19th, and it will be at Brookdale. And then the one in February is going to be on February 9th, and that's going to be on balancing forage quality and quantity, working to make every acre count. So that's what's going on agriculture front right now. Let's see, family wise, we will be doing with Potomac Valley Hospital, our diabetes cooking school, in March and April. So be looking for publicity on that. And then our 4-Hers we have just had a really good year. We've come off of a good year. We're heading into another one. We've got a strong, active group of 4-H team leaders. So most excited about that. As you all know from past presentations, they teach on STEM topics, and they also teach on the Health Ambassador Health Rocks program, focusing on bathing prevention. So we're working on setting the schedule for that this year. They've already done training. They're already teaching some things with their 4-H club, and they actually taught 2 workshops at Jackson's Mill with the State Team Leader Weekend. So I'm really proud of our kids. They're doing it locally, but they're also modeling it for the rest of the state. That look, you can do this, you can do these programs in the schools or with your 4-H clubs or camps. So that's been really good. And then another highlight too, I feel like at some point we might want to bring the teams in and do a brief presentation with you all, so you can, get the feel for that. But anyway, we've had one of our strongest years in terms of our kids going to national events. We just had Layla and Ava just came back from National 4-H Congress in Atlanta and had an outstanding experience. They've applied for these positions, been accepted, and we've been able, it's fairly expensive, but we've been able to secure funds from different sources to help get them there. We have 3 that are going to the National Ignite Conference in Washington, D.C. in March. And that will focus on, it's a national service. I'm not going to get into it all right now, but it's a fantastic event for these kids to go to. It has different tracks, a STEM track, health track, and then an agriculture track that they can go in and participate in. But there are also different national general presenters. They work on service projects, plan activities to bring back to the state. And then in April, we're going to have 2 of our teams who will be going to national conference in Washington, D.C. And that is a leadership initiative, much smaller. Only a few people in the state are selected each year. It gives them a chance to meet with our different representatives from Washington, but they also have a big service component where they work on planning that and implementing it together with different youth from around the country. So I'm excited about that. And so these are kids who are kind of making it to doing top things in the program, but it starts at the club level. That's where it all starts. And we have wonderful group of 4-H volunteers. And of course, they've restarted all the clubs for the new year and we're off to a good start. So those are just some highlights. Any questions that you all have for the class?
Now, you made a comment about the 19th, what's going on?
January 19th is the ag dinner meeting with Josh Pavlovsky. He's from Greenbrier County. He actually coordinates state fair stuff, but he will be talking about at-home meat processing. And I think that sounds like an interesting one. Yeah. And one of his specialties, and he always does a great job. Yeah.
In February 9th,
And then February the 9th is the other one.
what's it pertaining?
It is balancing forage quality and quantity. I'll leave this copy for you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
That meat processing, that sounds like that.
I think that sounds like a good different one. Yeah,
Almost every house, not every household, but almost every household does that to a point.
yeah. And I think that will be helpful, some different, he's gonna go in depth on things, but also the whole food safety aspect.
That's something that you ought to go to learn.
All those kids, you got.
Thank you. That one little boy soon gonna be killing the deer.
And I won't be processing.
Will.
You can hire the 4-Hers thing.
Jocelyn's in for it, but she wouldn't be interested in that either.
All right. You got anything else? Sounds like you've been busy though.
No, we have, and so I've been, I've missed getting here the past couple.
When is your next meeting coming up?
Oh, our next Extension Service Committee meeting, we need to get that on the calendar, but I think I'm looking at the second week of February.
That's usually it's in February.
Yeah, second week of February, but we'll be reaching out to you probably pretty soon, because I want to get that on the calendar early.
I have a question. So the state's not gonna fund Energy Express, is that correct?
Oh, good question. That is a really good question. I should be updating on that. Well, I've been, AmeriCorps stuff has been very stressful. We just thought at least twice that I was gonna be calling people and saying they didn't have a job this past summer. But fortunately, that all worked out. We were able to have it. And then I wasn't too confident heading into this year, but we had good state leadership. There is a little bit of carryover money. They've been going after other grants. The program is not entirely eliminated, and there are lots of different branches of AmeriCorps. Now, AmeriCorps, just as an advocate, it is normally a very bipartisan program because it is national service. It is very cost effective. You can be adults, but young people, usually young adults, but you can also be older. Very cost effective in terms of what it does in communities, and it has enabled us to have Energy Express now for 30 years in the county. So, and you all, if you've been there, you've seen it makes a terrific difference in helping kids maintain their reading skills for the school year. Very complimentary of what Monroe County Schools does, and what happens is kids come back from that, they've not lost ground. And if kids do that, they finish in May with school and they come back in September, they're in the same place. Kids can lose literacy skills over the month. And the problem isn't one summer of that, but multiple summers of that start to show up in like 4th and 5th grade if you don't get a handle on that. So it's been really, really important. So the good news is it's not all the way gone. The bad news is we're going to have half the AmeriCorps members. A few of them are AmeriCorps, a few of them are going to be funded through WVU. So it's going to be a much smaller program. But we anticipate having 2 sites. The challenge will be, because Monroe County has been one of the strongest Energy Express programs in the state in terms of youth participation, college student participation. The challenge is going to be, how do we fairly determine which families and which children are going to be in it? But I'm glad, because once you totally lose something, it is so hard to get it back. But I think that's where WVU and our leadership is kind of, look, we're going to stay in the fight, try to maintain this, see what happens. Anyway, so I'm really encouraged by that. So we are looking for 2 site supervisors instead of 3. And, our, college students can apply, and we'll be doing interviews in January with the Mineral County Family Resource Network office.
What is your budget for Energy Express?
What is my budget right now?
What does it usually cost to run it?
That's a good question. That's a good question. Normally it's about $40,000 per site is about what it is. And I might be a little bit under because there's different things like Mineral County Schools allows the use of the school building for federal summer food service program, which actually we're kind of nervous about that. Federal service, that could change things, but funding for the summer food service program is really important. So that might not include that, but that's about what it includes to cover the salaries, the reading, writing, and art material. And with a smaller program, it'll be a lot less. In Mineral County, we provide normally a matching amount, 70% from the state, 30% locally. So we normally, if you're doing 3 sites, we're normally having to come out with about $30,000 each year. But again, my brain's not real clear on it because I'm getting old numbers confused with the fact that we're half the program size, but I can be more exact later. But here's what I will say. So this is kind of concrete. We can serve more children if we are able to fully fund an AmeriCorps position. So right now, we only have enough funding for 5 per site. And that's, and normally we have anywhere from 8 to 12. And so that means with every AmeriCorps members means we can serve 8 to 10 children for the summer. So right now, we're at the limit of what the state will provide, but if we can come up with $5,000, we can fund another college student position. So that's what Dela and I at Mineral County Schools are trying to write grants, identify different funding, which the grants are pretty slim out there because there are, lots of other needs going on too. But that's probably a concrete way to say if this is what we can serve more kids with each $5,000 at this point. And we've always done community donations where you're asking for community donations to sponsor a child for Energy Express. We'll push that out again in January. But again, we've got other needs, especially food insecurity things. So that's where it is. Yeah.
When you think about the impact of that program, that is so little money for what it actually does.
Oh yeah, it's been extremely cost effective, and that's what's so cool about AmeriCorps. It's not just Energy Express, but that little bit of money, and you can wrap some other money around it. You can do some really neat things. Yeah.
Because roughly how many kids did you have last year?
Last year we served about between, I'd say 180, 190 children. Yeah. Pretty even on the Frankfort Kaiser side. It used to be a lot more on the Kaiser side, but the population's kind of, not has balancing out more between both sides of the county.
How much is it per sponsored child?
How much is it for a sponsored child? Normally, we've had, I think about $250 for a child.
That's for the whole.
Yes, yeah. And we'll put that out there and we get donations that are anywhere from, $5 to fully sponsoring. A child is just, whatever people can do.
Does the school board fund the transportation?
So the school, Mineral County Schools definitely does their part in terms of providing the facility and part of the transportation. There's Title I funds that they can use, but the Community Trust Foundation has been really important. They've actually helped to pay a big chunk of the transportation bill that gets more expensive. Mineral County Schools, the way their funding is, they usually pay for the site supervisors. Because that works better to use Title I money that way. And then we use the Community Trust Foundation grant funds to help pay for transportation. And we have that again.
Transportation comes out of what fund now?
Well, it comes out of, we have to raise a 30% match. The Community Trust Foundation has supported Energy Express for the past 10 years. And that's been really, really helpful. We have one more year left. We're gonna apply for more funding. And, the Community Trust Foundation serves, Allegheny, Garrett, and Mineral County. And, the Naylor family has had a large pool of money that they just want to spend, and they're about to the end of it. So I'm hoping we can get one more round with Energy Express. But they were educators, and if you remember, Naylors used to have cannons, they used to own it, and so, but they were educators. And when they passed away, they wanted their funding to go toward things like this. And so the Community Trust Foundation has managed those funds. And that's been really, really helpful. We also have now a Mineral County Community Trust Foundation fund that we're starting to get many grants out of. And, that, since you're asking, I didn't mean to get into this, but, we originally only had about $23,000 in the Mineral County Trust Fund. And now we've got, in the Mineral County one, that's an endowed account, is now up to over 200,000. And our goal is to get it to 1 million. And then we can better give community grants. And that's you all been there. There's solid money in different places, but sometimes those small grants of $3, $5, $10,000 can really make a difference. With groups that just need a little bit more to make things happen. And so that's, anyway, that's what that funding will eventually do. But, Mr. Lindeman, not to get confused, that's different from our Energy Express funding source with them. We have applied and it matched what that donor wanted to do, which was literacy education.
I think that's a good program. Sure,
It has,
It's a good program.
it's been amazing, and Mineral County has been, so critical in maintaining it. We are the only county that has continuously offered the program for 30+ years. And that is because of the collaboration. That's because of Mineral County Schools. It's been really, really good. Yeah. Even in years we haven't had much money at all, we've somehow managed to figure it out. So,
That's good. Okay, you got anything else?
no, that's it.
Well, thank you for your
Thank you
service.
so much.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you guys. Yeah. Good luck
Okay.
with the rest of your
Anybody got any
agenda.
questions? Anybody got any questions for Margaret? None? Okay, so we'll move on down and we'll turn it over here to the sheriff for 2 additional government positions. We need to take the Duchess here. What do you thought? What's your thoughts?
Either way. If you would like to wait for Dutch, I'm okay with that, so.
Are you, now, I wanna make myself clear, but you're wanting to up it 2 more, correct? Instead of, how many are you short now? 2?
With what we're slotted for, 1.
You're slotted for 1, but you wanna raise it to where you can hire 3.
No. I should drop on that. Fill the vacancies that we have. Thank you. Yeah, the promotions that we have, so. 2 more guys out of the beat.
You took 2 more guys out, you say?
I mean, they still have to work that, plus now they do supervisory duties, we got to do promotions. Hodges, which was already in that position as court security supervisor. But then you had Nick Wilson that was promoted into the supervisory position, but he's still, again, doing both duties.
Well, I'd like to wait till Dutch is here in case he's got any questions. I'll be honest with you. No problem. I mean, I don't care myself. I'd like to get everybody involved in it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Let's do that. I'm gonna keep. A minute here. Okay, we'll move on down here to,
So do you wanna move that to
we
the
can do it tonight.
22nd, or you wanna talk about it tomorrow?
What do you think?
Mark's gonna be pretty busy with all the
It's going to
interviews.
be, yeah, let's move it to the 22nd and that way. And by the way, I told Lauren about the meeting with DCI 22nd, so she's got it on the. I don't know how she's gonna list it, but
You guys got a second, I'll show you what I've done. Be able to show you the overtime. About 3 different ways. This here is, gonna show you the officer, the overtime pay type, what the rates are, the hours, and for what dates that you're looking at. This pay period 11/16 through 11/30. And that's what I have, is anyone else there.
page,
That's just one month. Monthly, what you have. This is gonna be the yearly, so you'll have a 3-way, like a per pay period. Each one's broken down September 1st to the 15th, 16th to 30th, and whatnot. This is, like I say, this is just for the one pay period. But at the end, they'll have it all, yeah.
that'd be good.
You'll be able to get that eased up if you like.
Yes,
So cost you.
and you guys, right?
I'm gonna let one.
Yeah, that'd be,
One guy.
that'd be good to have. Break down every time.
Well, like I said, it gives you each person. Take Chris, for instance, he's got what you have for the overtime hours, which is time and a half, and that tells you why. And then you also have the breakdown of what straight time hours he was paid, and for the reason why. So you have that for everybody.
You did that for November. I have July through October.
This is for the whole year. I mean, I only have this, I mean, since we've got it done, the spreadsheet done. This is just last pay period, November 16th through the 5th.
Because for the past couple of weeks, my staff been working on entering that date in July forward.
Okay.
That's be nice to know your staff was doing it, so it wastes my staff time doing it.
Well, this is for me, I want to know myself.
Yeah.
All I gotta do is go in and plug in the numbers and pull it up. So. Alright. I haven't went back to do July through current date. but-
I have July through October. As the dates, the hours, whether it's overtime, straight time, and the event, all I have to do is plug in the hourly rate for each officer.
Well,
I was hoping to have it ready for today's meeting, but that didn't happen.
if we had any this. Other than,
Well, events just being holdover, cover shift, K9, whatever it is.
Investigations.
that would be an event,
No,
that'd just be every time, the event would be like this with the football
like
game.
each time for football. Okay.
The reason, I should say, instead of event, the reason of which the overtime. That's how we have it broken down in the spreadsheet.
Did any of the officers go to the game?
Yeah, sent to you, to the authorities, Bill Clark and John Hudson.
With me? No, I would this.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Okay, what's increase of the daily rate to 88?
Well, this is for payroll. We have a daily limit of 150,000. And this applies to payroll, and we actually went over that, not this pay before. Our overtime payroll was 151,000 for a deposit. So we would like to increase that from 150 to $200,000. Now, hopefully we never have that much in
What is HDH?
automatic, with
Oh.
The bank's automatic withdrawal
Okay.
or transfer over. So with the payroll, after we do the payroll, we figure out, we have to pay for checks, we have to direct deposits, then we have to transfer that money from the general county account to the payroll account. And to cover those direct deposits.
150 is not enough.
150 is no longer enough. So we figure 200,000 would keep us afloat for a while. That's a 1 day, one transfer limit, 1 day.
I make a motion, we up that from 150 to 200.
And that's, because of just increase in salaries and stuff.
Overtime increase, yes.
I second that.
Okay,
So
So
we
we're
need
going
that
from,
authorization for the bank to do it.
we're going from 150 to 200,000.
150,000 to 200,000.
And how long will you think that'll last? 2 years?
Man.
No. Wow.
okay. Your IT vendor for courthouse?
Luke just stepped out
Yeah.
for a minute. I don't know that we can do anything with this at this time. I don't know how much you're aware. Hey, you want to talk about IT? Well, how much you want to talk about IT?
Yeah, so, sorry, I didn't talk to you about this, Candace. I just got stuff from Lauren yesterday. So, well, the lawsuit's public, right? Well, we have the documents. My assumption is it is. Well, we'll just say this. So GST's staff left. We know that, that's public knowledge. Our contract with GST ends on December 31st, so it's a year-to-year agreement. So that side of things is not a problem. Another company hired that whole staff, NSG, to take over the local government business. I'm concerned about signing an agreement with NSG because of pending litigation. And that pending litigation definitely has, some merit to it. Like, it's not litigation that's not gonna go somewhere. Like, when I read it, I'm immediately like, this is going to be a thing. So Lauren definitely wants to continue using those guys from Global, as do I, because they've built everything we have. They're the ones who have done our facility for, I've been here, this is my 10th year, they've been here since I've been here.
25 years, I know, at least, if not 30. These individuals have been our IT.
So I get that point and I agree. However, I would absolutely not recommend to you all signing a year-long contract because I would be nervous that that company may not exist in a year due to the pending litigation. However, what I'd like to do is work with Candace and just reach out to them and see if they will just work with us on a month-to-month basis. And then if something happens, we will just have to hit the ground running to find a new company, because maybe they'll swim out of it. I don't know. But there was definitely some merit to the litigation.
All their staff left, right?
Global, yeah. So like
So who would you work with?
NSG, who hired all of those
Okay.
people. Because
So-
Global is like, I don't even know how they acquired the place in Fairmont. They're not an IT vendor. They're a satellite vendor for the federal government.
Okay.
And just at some point, they randomly acquired, the Fairmont office is the only office that does information technology for the government. Everybody else is federal contractors. No idea how that happened, but it did at some point. So I would like to go to a month-to-month agreement with NSG, and then if NSG at some point folds or something, we'll just have to.
Now, you'll know if they can do it by the next meeting.
Yeah, we don't even have a contract
Yeah.
drawn up yet with NSG.
But it's at the end of the year though.
GST runs out at the end of the
End
year.
That's what I'm saying. Will you know by the next meeting, basically?
Yes.
Because we're getting a backlog of IT work,
Yeah,
because we really don't know who to call or can't call, because we don't have a contract.
And I think what we'll do is maybe not even get a contract, just get a simple, well, I guess we can call it a contract, but like just a simple, this will be your monthly retainer on a month-to-month basis without all the complicated terms and stuff. Just provide service as needed, as they always have, until.
now,
Without the
Clarify the
contract, it'll
rates.
be a little bit more expensive, they won't.
I think they'll understand, because I'm sure that we are not the only county having this discussion today, I can assure you, because GSD provides this service to the majority of the state. So I would guess that most counties are not going to want to sign a year-long agreement with pending litigation. So I think they're going to need the revenue. They're not going to tell us no, is my guess.
My question is, if you have to have a contract, will they go with a 3 month?
I'm sure they'll go month by month.
I think they will.
I mean, if they won't go by month,
Could we do a quarter? I can, if they don't, I could ask. I do think they're gonna be, they definitely need the billing revenue. They're not gonna tell us no, because they've hired all this staff and they're not able to invoice anybody. So they've gotta have some sort of finance to, so I think they'll do a month, not a problem. But if not, we can look at it quarterly. I can have something for the next meeting.
we'd have to
for
bring it
sure.
up every month.
Well, I was just gonna have them keep billing us and then next time we have a problem. Cause I mean, that lawsuit, the litigation, it could be
It could be several
years. Yeah, so are you guys okay with that though? I'll work with Candace and we'll go with an SG to.
I make the motion that we, with this, we call it IT vendors for the courthouse and stuff, that we work out a contract month to month until the lawsuit, so.
And I
with
agree.
NSG.
With NSG.
And I say, yes.
And not renew our global, our GST contract, correct? Okay.
Not renew global.
Which that worked well, because Lana and I were trying to look at the termination terms, and she's like, oh, but it ends December 31st. There's no work to do there. So,
Yes. If possible. Okay. Okay. Maintenance hire,
We have 26 applicants.
26.
Yes. I've looked through, I've scanned through them because I've been focusing on the admin. I see about 5 solid. So I'll get those out to you. I'll save them to a file and make sure everyone can access that. And if you need me to print them, I can, but I'll get those out for you to review.
When are we going again?
The job technically closes Friday, so
Next week.
it's, my goal is to try to get them set up for next week.
Yeah.
And I think I can because I was able to get the admin set up pretty quickly, so.
What'd you say?
And the next week's schedule is full.
This week's schedule is.
Tuesday at 7, we have short gap in Frankfurt, and then, Wednesday we have the closing of one.
Yeah, if we could get them after Wednesday, if we're gonna have the closing at 1, maybe we could have them to come down in the morning.
yes.
If that's possible.
We got it.
If it's possible.
I can't commit, I'm going to a graduation, for a young man that helped get into rehab and stuff on the 17th, but I could maybe come for an hour or 2 in the morning.
Well, if we're ever gonna interview 5, what'd you say, 5?
5 right now, unless I have
It
a.
won't take much over.
I mean, I don't know if previously you all had kind of gotten to a point where you were just letting us do the interviews and bring 2 or 3 people to you for a second
We
interview.
didn't have a problem. with
If you
that.
wanted to do that, or even if she's brought your recommendation, because especially with meeting all these people in December is a super
For
busy.
some of them I don't really, certain ones I don't like meeting with anyway, because I'm expected to. You need to hire me. I don't like pressure for them. You know what I mean? Like it.
So he's looking at you, Joel.
I'm looking at Joe. I just want somebody to.
I didn't know if anybody else got that.
Oh, yeah. All right, that sounds good.
So they're gonna go through and interview, and then we'll do a second.
Gonna do that.
Okay, all right, what about your administrative assistant?
We have 4 scheduled for interview tomorrow.
4 of them scheduled for, what time's that morning?
Starts at 9 a.m.
9, I thought it was.
Okay, so our work session starts at 9, so you have your interviews, you have scheduled one right after another,
Mhm.
because then these other topics. About what time you'd be ready for those other topics?
Probably not until about 11,
11?
but I can consolidate. I don't look for them to take as long. I just gave time in case, because I'd like to do a little bit of a testing with them. As far as doing like a memo and those kind of things to see what their skill level is.
This is what they pay
I don't know if you guys been trying to talk about subjects in between.
We do that.
Yeah, that's on top of it, yeah.
Thing of it is, it's hard to set a time.
You can't be everything in there.
You don't really know.
So the first one's at 9, and then when you have 45 minutes,
I do.
It'd be the same.
Just because ultimately I had a few more that I reached out to and they didn't respond. So I was trying not to overlap. We can work in between.
All right, sounds like a plan. EMS equipment fund. You got anything on that, Jason? I'm sorry, you have that, you got that, Candace?
I don't.
Flip on this one.
We're gonna get together after this meeting. she's been doing a really good job figuring, there's a whole lot for her to learn, so. We're trying to, ease into it, so we're gonna go over that
Don't
today.
Take this the wrong way, I noticed her hair started to turn a little bit like mine.
But December 31st gonna be white, for sure.
I'm just teasing. All right. Okay, approve your cost letter for corrections error service for Buddy. Have you talked to the school yet? Has anybody talked, who's supposed to pay this to start with?
Well, when you look at that top page,
Yeah, I see it.
paid by employee and paid by employer,
Yeah. An employer was who?
he is under the Mineral County Commission.
Yeah, but he worked for the school system. Has anybody contacted him? And here it's got, does he pay any himself?
Yeah, paid by employee. Paid by employer. So employee is eligible for its employer in our county commission.
So he did pay some, he made a contribution of
You will
12,000.
have to.
Well, that'll be 4,000, right?
Yes.
So it'll be 4 plus the 34. But the school won't pay for that since he worked for them?
Well, they'll have to, it'll be paid by the commission. It'll be whether the school will reimburse the
Well,
commission.
we need to find that out. That can't go,
Well, even if the school doesn't reimburse the commission is
still
the
have-
employer.
yeah, I know, but I'm just saying we need to find that out.
What's it for?
Contributions, retirement was, when he was originally hired in 2012, he was told that he wasn't eligible for benefits, for retirement or anything. Coming to find out when, cause Cam Jeffries was the pro officer, state trooper, and by code, draw another, so they just thought the position didn't, qualify. So they told him he didn't. When Shamball came in, Shamball was like, oh, yes, I do get retirement. They looked into it and yes, he should have been and was supposed to be eligible. So they had to look back at his hire date. And then we had to, on the payroll side, we had to submit documentation of hours worked, salaries from 2012 to, I think it was 17 or 18. And then in the process of verifying that, because we're already into 19, COVID hit. And then it just swept under and they're trying to get everything caught back up. But in those time periods, you have to work 12 months straight. Even though he worked a 220 schedule for the school, not a 180, because he didn't get a check in July, he didn't qualify for all those years in question. So they're saying he only qualified for two and a half of those 5 years. But in those two and a half years that they said he didn't qualify in July, he actually went to pro officer training in July and was told to use comp time. So he didn't get a paycheck to reflect the salary qualifying. So we had to get all that sent to the state and the state verified it. So this isn't like a retirement buyback. This is a correction of, how do they word it? A cost letter for correction of error service.
But normally the school would pay that.
The county would pay it, the school, whether the school will reimburse
That's what I'm
it,
saying though, that it would,
whether the school will reimburse.
normally did they reimburse, did they pay?
If it was being.
Who's
During
paying it?
that time, it was the school was reimbursing the entire thing.
Then they ought to reimburse that. They should.
They should.
So as far as for the initial payment, though, we're legally obligated to pay it, right? I mean, it's not like it's even optional, it's the return board, but then we just need to reach out to the school
We
board
need
to see,
pay it
yeah.
and reach out to them, is the way I took it.
Like I said, we do have another employee that we're currently working on too, that should have been eligible, and we weren't withholding that employee either.
Who was in that?
Jewel Farland.
Oh, okay.
So we're working on those figures for documentation too, because the state's really good about verifying what does and doesn't follow.
Well, now,
But we need to go ahead and approve that.
well, we should, yes.
If,
My-
wait, that's, I mean,
Well, it's only fair, isn't it? Do you think it's fair?
the state verified it.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
I feel awkward talking about it because,
I understand that,
I mean, I feel like there's a conflict, he's my spouse, but also I'm in charge of,
but
it's
here's,
under my department, so I gotta talk about it.
who
You
you,
denied him the first time. I'm just kidding, I said you denied him the first time.
who do you want to, present this to the Board of Education?
I was gonna ask if you want Candace and I to reach
Yeah.
out to them, we can definitely do
Can you
that.
do that?
Sure.
Got a copy of that though,
Yeah.
Yes, you
and
can.
then, actually, Candace and I'll call today. Oh, you already have a copy?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Yes.
after we go over the EMS stuff, we'll just call them.
Okay.
So you wanna wait till next meeting to make a
I
motion, or you
think
wanna do it now?
we gotta do it, let's do it.
I make a motion that we reimburse, Buddy.
Well, no, it's not a reimbursement, it's a
I see.
payment to the Consolidated Public Retirement Board. And it would be for the 34,104.99, and then he has to write a check back to the county for 4,076.5.
Back to the county.
Well, because we'll make the full payment of whatever 38,000, and then he can pay back to the
Oh,
county.
okay, I got you.
So Kim will submit the full thing and then he'll pay his portion back to the county.
Okay, I make that motion.
And I'll second it. That needs to be, that does need to be addressed, taken care of.
And then as soon as I have the figures back, we have to submit a lot of stuff to the state for the other employee. And also because she's also paid out of another county to work with them as well.
Is she, but she no longer works for this county.
Oh, no, she's still with,
Who is it again?
she's with Farmland.
Okay.
But we've learned in some trainings that we weren't submitting all names to the retirement board if they were part-time employees. But we are actually to submit every single person that we pay to the retirement board.
Okay.
Okay. The EOP.
Yeah, so Rachel, sent you all the updated annexes. I don't print them simply because you have a pile of paper this thick.
Yeah.
It's several annexes. Every year though, you all sign off that we made the changes as required, that we did our update. And then you also sign a promulgation that just states that you agree to, the REOP as the county's emergency operations plan. Rachel has been handling the updates in conjunction with Eileen and myself and LEPC review. This year she updated several, the basic plan, the public information plan, the damage assessment plan, the spontaneous volunteer management plan. And we're currently working on some more since I've been back, but they're not quite ready for to be promulgated yet. So you guys just want to approve the promulgation and record of changes. That's what we're looking for.
I did, look through it, there's quite a bit of it. Lots.
There's a lot there, yeah. And really truly, so the full plan is much, much, much larger. We just send the changes, but honestly, when we're updating the plan, the same plan has been in place since probably the mid 2000s. But the updates are like when people change or when a venue changes or when the law says we can't do something a specific way anymore. That's typically what the changes are. They're typically pretty minor in nature. The plan itself stays about the same in essence.
Yeah. Like a school being closed or whatever.
That kind of stuff, exactly. Contact principal changed or just all those kind of different things. And like sometimes like a law will change and the way we were doing something isn't the way FEMA does it anymore, so we do it a different way, but the changes are typically pretty minor.
I mean, motion, make the changes to the ELP.
I approve that also. Second it.
And then I'll get Roger's signature on that after the meeting.
Okay,
Authorization to the president to sign.
Yes, you've got to sign the documents.
yeah.
Authorized.
You leaving?
Unless you need to,
I don't think there's anything else on the meeting for, so you can let him know about that. He's on 9 o'clock, right?
Well, 9 o'clock,
Uh,
22nd. Yeah.
oh, yeah,
yeah, now, let him know when you talk to him.
I'll take care of that.
All right, thank you, sir.
How'd he do last time? He,
Very many people showed up.
I drove out to see how many kids showed up, but I was wondering how he did score wise.
Oh, I had no idea. The only score I seen was the pay bill. But nothing else for me.
I'm sure. We say,
So I'll get it to you when we were talking about earlier, the drone stuff.
Thank you.
new phone system for 911.
Yeah, so I talked about this a little bit at the last meeting, and I just finally got the pricing on it. So it is a cloud-based phone system. We have about a year and a half left on our current, when I say phone system, it's our 911 phone system, like what we actually answer the physical 911 lines on. We purchased it as a service 5.5 years ago on a 7-year agreement. So at the end of our term, we have to renew something. So we have about a year and a half left in that term. However, the company we've been using for a long time, we've gone through at least 3 upgrades with them in Trado, previously known as West, which is one of the giants in the 911 phone equipment industry. They have a new product they're putting out. It's called Viper Next Gen. So our on-premise equipment is called Viper. That's what processes the calls. But they're putting together, well, they've put together a cloud-based solution. So this is the direction I'd like to move us in, is cloud-based anyways. It's more cost-effective, long-term. The hardware is always maintained because it's one site at a data center rather than one site in my server room. If you sustain building damage, those kinds of things, you still have access to your system. You can access the system from anywhere in the world rather than just one premise. So this is the latest and greatest technology. It has been beta tested in several emergency communication centers. However, it has not gone live anywhere yet. If you all agree to this, we would be the second center in the country to go live on this system. Because of that, it's going to come with some hiccups. So they are actually willing, just to get us on as a customer, and because we've been a customer for so long, to comp us for all of the on-site hardware, which is about $50,000 worth of equipment. So they are giving all of that to us, and they are giving us our entire first year of service at no cost, and letting us out of our Viper as a service contract over a year early at no cost. And that's because we are going to be the guinea pigs for the system.
So now my question is this. What's the hiccups, so to speak?
What's the new contract gonna cost us?
So I'll go over the new contract. So the hiccups are going to be that it's brand new technology. I mean, we would be the second PSAP in the entire country to deploy this. So there are going to be some issues. Now, it's been beta tested. So it's been deployed in several ECCs for beta testing, and it's a stable platform. Like, they wouldn't release something like this if it wasn't able to process. But just what's going to happen is things are going to change more rapidly with a brand new system like this than if we stay with the on-prem equipment like we currently have. Now, with that being said, this is a brand new solution for Intrado. And again, Intrado is an absolute giant in the 911 industry. They are comparable in size to like Motorola, except they specialize just in phone equipment. There are several smaller vendors doing cloud-based equipment that have deployed in West Virginia already. And they're working just fine, and they're much smaller vendors. So Entrado doesn't release something until they are pretty confident in it, because with their status in the industry, if they release something that crashes and burns, I mean, that's the kind of thing that bankrupts these companies. So they're confident in the stability of the platform, but it doesn't change the fact that we will be guinea pigs, and I fully understand that.
It,
So the contract price, yeah.
the stability of it, is it voice over IP, is it hardwire, fiber?
So
That portion?
the answer is yes. It's all of those things. So the actual, so it's not like a simple answer. So our 911 phones, for the time being, still go to traditional camera trunks. So when you dial 911, you're still going into the traditional Frontier legacy system. That connection will still happen at the PSAP level. So it will actually connect through gateway equipment in our server room. The admin phones are also not voice over IP, they're PRI, so they're digital. They will also connect through a gateway in the dispatch center. What happens is they connect in that gateway at the dispatch center, go back out to the cloud, and then come back to our workstations. So the good news with the late call delivery is happening now, even if there is a cloud failure, we will have physical phones. They're not those, but they're similar to those, that the phones will still ring without cloud connection. It's just picking up a physical handset rather than audio integration. Yes. Now, our next step, though, that I'm working through, which is going to be a minute, because I have picked up a whole lot of new tasks since I went to 911, and I've got to slow myself down because I've way outpaced myself. But the next step will be to move to what you would call voice over IP 911, which about a quarter of the state has already signed contracts on that. So we're kind of behind the 8 ball. But the prices haven't come in where I've wanted them to. So we're working through that. But for right now, it's not voice over IP, or the call delivery doesn't change, just the method of getting it does.
And what's the security issues?
So,
Hacking or whatever you want to call
I'm sure there are concerns with that. However, our current system already has a connection to the outside world through VPNs. I have no doubts that there are concerns surrounding that, but just as they would be with any cloud-based provider, like Entrado handles text routing for text to 911 for like a huge portion of the country, even with other phone vendors. So they already do this just on a much smaller scale. So there will be issues for sure with that, but it'll also be all equipment owned by Entrado. So if we can still get our physical call delivery through those phones, if the cloud's down for a month, it's going to be inconvenient, but no one's going to lose their ability to contact 911.
But we're able to save data in our center if we have to, if the cloud's down.
Yeah, and we actually do local backups now with everything, and do hot swap hard drives that go into a fireproof safe weekly. And on top of that, my salesperson actually told me that our current Viper we have, he doesn't see an issue with us being allowed to keep that system in the room for 6 months or a year. And if we get to a point where we say this isn't working for us, they'll just cut us back over to Ed. They also are willing, they're going to train a customer service manager, a customer success manager, specifically in the cloud-based system, since there's going to be so few of us in the country, so that when we do have an issue, we're not always going through a 1-800 number. We will have a dedicated person to reach out to. Because again, Entrado is a giant. It's not like you can call the corporate office and talk to the CEO. Like they're massive. They're nationwide. They handle Washington, D.C.'s 911 center. So, and that tells you the size of the company. As far as cost goes, they are comping all of the actual needed hardware, which is around $50,000 worth of hardware. And all of our first year service costs and the install costs. So the first year cost would have been about 318,000 for implementation. And they're comping all of that. Now, from that point forward, they are discounting the services. So year two, so after the first 12 months, the annual cost will be 57,000.
And you can cover that, no problem.
Yeah, we're currently paying 48,000 per year for what we have.
$9,000.
Yeah,
And
and
that was gonna go up anyway.
exactly. And so when we renewed that, that was going to go up because we signed that 5.5 years ago. Year three is 59,000. Year four is 61,000. And year five is 63,000. Now, it would be a 5-year agreement. So we'll just have to renegotiate the contract in 5 years, which I kind of talked to him about, like, what's the, are you guys going to, jack up the price at that point? And he said, well, just like every contract negotiation, I'm not saying your price isn't going to go up, but and then as I thought about it, if they jack the price up at that point, I could still say, well, hit the road and we'll move to a new phone vendor. So these prices are at least reasonable for 5 years. And that's the typical contract for this type of technology. When you're in a mission critical application like that, I mean, heck, our courthouse computers aren't lasting more than 7 years now. I think that's what we're having to replace this stuff at. So our mission critical stuff, 5 to 7 years is about the replacement cycle. I've already started working before I'm bringing any of these things to you all. I've already started working on our 2027 budget. Our revenue doesn't change much. Our landlines go down and our sales go up some. So I've already pulled all the revenue up to date, had Cindy and Kim do that for me. And I've built out our 2027 budget to make sure this is reasonable. And it is. Like I said, we're already paying 48,000. So to move to 57 isn't going to make or break anything. And actually the plan would be in 5 to 6 years, we'll have to replace the hardware, which at that point will be about $50,000. But the $50,000 we don't spend next year if we implement this system is going to go into a capital outlay account like we've been doing for our purchases. And that $50,000 will be there in 5 years when I need to do the hardware refresh. So.
Yeah, I'll make a motion.
Because of the first year, there's no whatever cost the first year.
Right.
And if you stayed at the current rate of 48, and you add up
Which one?
it ends up being 12,000, ends up saying about $35,000 if you compare it to the current contract
Right,
at
right.
this point. So even though it's costing more, but by that first year being waived, it's saved the money.
And I honestly, when I started discussing this with him, because I had reached out and I said, hey, our phone contract's going to expire soon. I don't want to be doing this at the last minute. And he said, well, we've got this product. We want to implement it in a couple of places that we've been with for a long time. Because they obviously, with the hiccups, they don't want it to be a brand new customer that doesn't have any loyalty or experience with them. So I'd like to be on the cutting edge and
how much will this disrupt the flow of how everything's going now, like the changeover, the employees, like, does it affect them? They'll just answer the phone the same way.
no, it will affect them. So it won't affect them any differently than any other phone upgrade though. So Intrado actually sends people in and does training with all of my team members on the system. The system actually looks different, but 5.5 years ago, we did the same thing. It looked different than the phone system before that. I have talked to some of them about it. They're aware that it's happening. And then the cutover itself will be the most painful part, switching from one system to the next. But they absolutely provide on-site training with a trainer certified on the product. And that they do that with all of our employees. So.
Okay.
I'll make the motion. I'll let you try this out.
I second it.
Okay.
Purchase amount required is for first shoulder.
Oh, again, that was something I didn't talk to Candace about. I'm really bad about that, and I won't even be doing it soon. But I was buying something the other day and I'm like, our $1,000 purchase order limit is way too low. You can't buy anything for $1,000 now.
Oh, no, I can't.
Well,
No,
you can't buy anything you need in county government for. I mean, a computer costs more than $1,000.
Oh, yes, he did.
Ah.
What do you suggest? Yes.
What do you think, Lauren? I mean, I was thinking at least 2,500, but what would your thought be?
I actually thought you'd go higher than that. I think 25 would be.
You got any,
25 or even 5.
Candace, you
Well, I thought 5 too, but I'm like,
I was expecting you to say 5. I mean,
But what do you think, Lauren?
as long as the department head has money in their budget, and that's the thing, if they have the money in their budget's already approved. I think the whole idea was that so larger purchases, you know, to come before the commission before the purchase is made. So.
But if it's in their budget and they know it, then
You got any?
I mean, I look at it this way, it is difficult to buy anything, like a laptop itself, you can't buy one of those, so like.
Definitely is. At 1,000.
Yeah, it's always gonna be more than $1,000, most things are, and I mean, would that be something you'd wanna review every time, if we read their flat laptop?
it was 300 just a couple years ago. We realized
That's
it was,
Real, like,
yeah.
But if you think of all these bills that come before you and how many of them are over 1,000, there's no purchase order with it.
Right. Very few's under.
Right, right.
Okay.
So what, depends on whether you want to
It's
see
gotta
a
be
purchase
great.
order for 2,500 or for 5,000.
And technically, here's the other side to think about. Our purchase order policy is a policy. So when Sally is doing her reviews, if an invoice is over 1,000 and there's not a purchase order attached, technically enough instances of that could turn into an audit finding. Now, I think we're doing a pretty decent job, but $1,000, it's hard. Like I needed to order something for 911 last week and I'm like, I need it today. I don't need it in 2 weeks after the meeting. So I like,
is there emergency powers for something like that for 911?
well, but it wouldn't technically fall into an emergency like
Okay,
for procurement guidelines.
Like you said, it's a county policy.
right.
Yeah.
You actually change your policy.
So what amount do you want to bring it up?
Well, it's an agreement of 5,000. I love 5,000 because Lauren's right. The whole purpose in the purchase orders, it used to be because we didn't have P cards too. Like you turned in a purchase order at Walmart to purchase your stuff. But now, as long as people are spending within their budget, the purchase order is just supposed to be there for you all to confirm that the money is there before the check is cut. It's not designed to be a control. Well, it is a control, but it's more of a check than anything to confirm like, oh, they do have that money in their budget.
Well, because we're accountable, we're the end up being accountable for any overtures or appropriation.
What I think, I'm in favor of raising it to 5,000 as long as it's in your budget.
Yeah, and that's what everyone just has to stay within their budget.
And they can still do
Well, I know.
purchases, they can do purchase orders for under 5,000 if they want to obligate that money in their budget, because we put the purchase order in and it's listed there then. So they can do it, still do it for under 5,000, but to make the requirement up to or at
So-
5,000.
I'll make the motion that we do it to 5,000 as long as the money's in your budget.
So we need to actually make a motion to change the county policy.
Policy to 5,000.
And that policy is actually just in our procurement policy.
Hmm.
That's where that is. It's just a lot of the
Just
procurement policy, I
Don't let
believe.
this stuff go to your head. That's a lot of money.
Okay, I second that.
Can you write that down, Candace? We'll go over that too. And I'll show you where that policy is so you can alter that. And you
But you can't, $1,000, if you wanna order a new computer, it's, I agree with that. It's crazy.
I mean, the cheapest computers I buy at 911 are $1,400. Like it's just,
How long ago did we change that from 100 to 1,000? Do you recall?
3,
3 or 4 years ago, wasn't it?
I think it was right after I became administrator, we changed it from 300 to 1,000.
Yeah, so you look how things just went up.
Yeah.
oh, we spend a lot more freely now.
Too much. Tired of too much. Personnel review, commission personnel review.
Well, I asked this to be added, it means mainly for the, maintenance employees. So overseeing the work orders, I believe that was something that the administrator did prior. Was just wanted to see if we wanted to go that route or to keep it as it currently is.
Now Doug does it now.
Doug's, yes, and I only brought it up because I know that it's been a different scenario for in the past, like where you would manage it or the person prior managed it. So I just bring it to your attention to see how we want to proceed.
What do you want?
I'm fine with either. I mean, I'm kind of like to keep track of the work orders, honestly, so I know if they're completed. And I can also follow up to see, you know, the work was done as expected. But I just brought it up because I know that it's kind of been a topic that has changed. I guess it's changed over the years.
It hadn't been that long ago.
Well, and the biggest difference is though that Candace is here, one site here, 5 days a week. I was everywhere all the time. It wasn't like I would check on maintenance, but it was a whole lot different because half of the month I was at 911. And it's a lot, even though 911 doesn't seem like it's far away, it's not physically. But when you're trying to manage items here and there, it was much harder to handle that. Her being on site all the time would definitely be a
So,
major change in
And
inability.
it keeps us in the loop by her.
so you want this brought back? Would you prefer to be brought back where you could oversee it? And if you're not here, then Doug takes it?
Sure, like if I would be out, he can, because he has experience with it.
Yes.
He can step in and assist me, sure.
Cause I don't wanna put a bunch on you.
No, I understand, and I don't think it's a lot of additional duties. I can meet with them, weekly and see what they're working on, make sure that they get the work orders. I also want to establish where those work orders are gonna be placed so that they know where to find them and where they need to come back to. Just to make sure that we're getting things completed, throughout the day. So like if someone puts over, like if you had the cabinet move that you requested, just to make sure those things are happening timely. Not that I'm saying they're not, just so that we know that things are getting, fixed or moved or replaced.
Plus it helps when you do reports, you know what's going on. Maintenance reports, facility reports.
I'm good with
I am too.
You wanna make a motion, sir?
Where I make a motion that we, keep Candace as the point person for the maintenance.
And when she's not here,
And when she's not here, then Doug, can report to her what's been going on.
yeah, I'm saying. And really Doug can. Both of these needs to be kept in the loop and stuff, don't you think?
I'll meet with Doug,
Yeah,
well,
good, great.
Well, and since Doug's moved under the sheriff, it's not quite been the same as what it was before. He spends most of his time doing court security and just coordinates with the guys occasionally throughout the day, so it's been a lot different.
and I'll talk that with him.
Yeah.
Because I guess his responsibilities have changed some. So, just to help him out, basically. So I'll talk with him. I will use his assistance, of course, if I'm on a vacation or something, let him know to keep me in the loop of what's going on. But I just think, you know, we wanna make sure that we're doing our basic.
That hasn't been much over a year ago. We give him $1,500 a year raise, but we can't take it back from him.
When he took on the maintenance.
Yeah, I mean,
I just asked.
I don't wanna take money from nobody.
I'm not aware of that, so.
Yeah.
I think it was $1. I think it was
It was $1, and that was for him overseeing our moving all of the, I don't know, is he helping with the moving probation too?
Yeah, he's doing it today. That's what he
Yeah,
called me
no, he's
earlier.
still doing that.
Sure.
His knowledge of the buildings. He cares about the buildings, so.
Well, I don't think, money's not gonna be a.
Okay, I just wasn't.
He
Well-
he got $1 for all that work.
Well, and he can still provide technical assistance to Candace too, like if it's
Yeah.
something she's not sure how they should address it, that kind of thing, maybe. He does have like a point of contact, no, well, not that I'm leaving, I mean, I'll be right up the street, but we still talk every day, but,
No, I still wanna work with Doug on it, like
Yeah,
not
so you need a backup on that.
put him out in the
Definitely.
cold or anything, just have to where I can collect those work orders and make sure everything's, and that they're getting them. Because sometimes he is, like if he can't be over here
I know.
and I get a work order, I can reach out to the team, so.
So it's like, I'm always seeing things, I think, I gotta do work order, but the drain, when you step out of the annex, the drain right there is full of cigarette butts and like debris. Right there, so all that water's just gonna puddle right there at the door, and then when we're at freeze time, so that puddle is not gonna be raw ice.
We need to put an ashtray there, but technically you're not supposed to smoke right by the door, so.
But everything washes to that drain. Now, everybody else sees that drain there too. So it's like, why should I waste my time going through, going to my computer, working up a work order to send it just to, it's frustrating sometimes.
Trust me.
This is the front door with the.
At the annex,
Yeah.
okay, there's that V right there where that hole is,
Mhm.
there's a drain there. When you step out the door, there's a hole, that's a drain, and it's full of debris.
Okay, you need anything else on that, Candace?
Personnel.
You're good? Okay, courthouse facilities improvement grant.
But we have received that money, or we have received that grant, and I just have the contract for you to sign off on,
Okay,
and the checklist, so I can get that submitted. We can do that after.
so I move we approve the,
Well, you want Jason maybe because of authorization from the president.
okay,
And
Make a motion that we approve the courthouse facility grant and authorize Roger to sign that.
and I second.
And Candace and I are working through, there's some, we'll call it regulatory processes we've got to get through. Supreme Court approval is one of them. So we've got a meeting scheduled for that Friday at noon with the judges and with the Supreme Court staff, because the circuit judges and the Supreme Court aren't in agreement with some things. So we've got to get that ironed out. The Supreme Court does have final say. So we're working through that. After we get the final plan strong, we'll have to do a section 106 review with SHPO. So I'll work with her on that. She's never done either of those things before, just so she can do, so she's able to handle the future.
I know moving probation this week is a priority, but after probation is moved, can you focus on Krista's kitchen? Just to get it done.
I don't know how they're not done, but well, the problem is Jeff has been doing park stuff too. That's where he's been helping Cody with Frosty's Forest
One
Fair.
day to finish it. It would take one day to finish it.
Okay.
And I spoke with her, there's also a cabinet issue that needs repaired,
Yes.
so I'm gonna put a work order for that. I just knew they couldn't do it this week.
Right, as I say, probation is the priority this week, but after probation's moved, just like get her done.
Like, I can put a date on it, but I will, send that out to the team. Make sure they can get it done as quickly as I can with what's going on currently.
Okay. Potential approval of new kind of console for 911. You talked about that once.
I did, and I got all the budget numbers together. I did make some final changes after talking to my team some more. Just as a reminder, that's drawings, that's the workup of what everything looks like. So,
Is these your new ones?
that's what the new ones would look like, yes. So. With that though, I don't know why I'm looking at this, I can distribute it to you. This would be the total budget for the project.
You got the money to cover it?
Yeah, so what we would do is we have a $200,000 CD I set aside, to do some bigger projects. And this project is big. So the consoles, locker room, furniture, and lockers is $113,781.05. That is the pricing on a purchasing co-op, so it doesn't have to go out to bid. It's on a nationally negotiated contract. So we're able to piggyback on that. Recabling of all the data cables in the ECC. So everything presently runs through conduit in the concrete. And we can't reuse that cabling. So I've got to have everything recabled, which isn't a bad thing anyway. We don't have anything color coded right now. It's all just, the original Cat 5e from when the building was built. So it really needs redone anyways. And it will really clean things up. So that's $7,683. That's through a professional cabling vendor, Cardinal Cabling. Removal of all the old cables after they run the new and the furniture's installed, because we have to have both in there for a while, is $1,800. I'm gonna skip the uninterruptible power supplies and come back to that. Electrical work for the furniture upgrade, we have to run all new electrical circuits, again, because the consoles are moving, spread out. That is $5,900. While we're doing this, you guys already actually signed a PO for it and I never ordered them. But I'm gonna go ahead and get 4 new internet PCs. I'm gonna put those in when we do it. That's $3,500. Our monitors don't currently match. We have some monitors that are 10 years old in there, that still are VGA and aren't the correct resolution for our Avtech displays. So while we're doing this, I want to go ahead and replace 11 monitors with the Dell monitor 24-inch. They're $1,319 total. That's not per monitor, that's total. And then our CAD displays are currently 55-inch curved televisions. Those TVs have been on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for like 6 years. So TVs are cheap enough that I don't want to just mount those TVs on this brand new furniture and then one of the TVs go bad and have to mess up the whole, because they're actually going to be mounted on a bracket. So I don't want to have to take one of those TVs down and put a TV up that doesn't match then and have to rewire everything. So I'd rather go ahead and replace those TVs. That's approximately $2,000, give or take. TVs really range in price now. And then the uninterruptible power supplies. So that was the one thing I want to talk about. So you can see, sorry, I took your copy. I'll give it to you in a minute. So you can see the costs here. It's $171,000 total if we do the UPSs. If we only do one UPS, it's $153,000, and if we do no UPSs, it's $135,000. So our UPSs, one of them works just fine. It doesn't have any problems, but Jerry France donated them to us when we built the building. So that tells you the age of the UPS. It also was undersized for the number of batteries it needs. So it literally has like a case, an insulated case on top of it that additional batteries are wired into. And then our secondary UPS, and that one's the one that works fine. The secondary UPS, I'm standing in the room like you know where it will be. The secondary UPS, we have problems with. We had to replace the charger earlier this year, and we couldn't replace the internal charger because it's too old. So I really do at minimum need one UPS. However, his price is over $15,000. So I need to find out if with that electrical work in that UPS, the 25, it could technically be considered construction. Like when I talked to Sally about it for our security systems, it was. So the electrical work in one UPS is under 25,000, so I could do that, but I definitely can't do 2 UPSs without 1 ounce bid. So I think what I'm recommending today is we do the 153,000. I just go ahead and replace the UPS we're having problems with, and then I'll get to the secondary UPS later. Because I do kind of hate to replace it when there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just old.
But it's not big enough.
Well, it holds the load. We've never had a problem. It's kind of jerry rigged.
And
No pun
if we
intended.
got to do UPSs, then can you use that one as a backup if something goes wrong?
So they're not backups. They're actually separate units. One handles the server room load and the other handles the ECC load.
But if one of those goes out, are you able to unplug and plug that one in?
No, because they're actually
It's a different wiring.
they're bigger. I mean, they're about 3 times the size of this printer.
Wow.
They're huge and they're actually hardwired into the building. So, I mean, if you guys think the 2 UPSs is the better solution,
Do you have to have 2?
Yes. One for there's two different, components in that. I don't know what my question is.
Yeah, but one is working okay, but they're both very old.
They currently have two.
Yeah,
So the
But you can't
upgrade,
afford to right now.
we can,
But you gotta help, you gotta.
you gotta do a bid.
yeah, I'll have to bid it out.
So if you only do one now, is it gonna cost a lot additional to add the other later?
I don't think so, cause alls they're doing is doing a bypass to turn off the old UPS and wiring in a new one, basically. Like, I don't think the work itself is any. No, I know it's not, because one UPS, he quoted me 17 for one or 35 for two, so they're. The
Is it
same,
getting the ductwork or anything like that, all the
yeah, they're literally just big physical standalone units that have MC cables running in the back of them. Mm-mm.
How long are they saying the work will take?
The furniture,
And yeah,
um,
rewire and do all that.
so the furniture will take 4 days. The rewire, he'll come and do ahead of time. I didn't honestly ask him for a timeline, because what we're gonna have to do,
And how long would we be down?
we won't. So what we'll do,
That's what you do.
unfortunately, because we don't have a backup center, everything we do is a live cutover,
Yeah.
which is, always an adventure. But I've been through several since I've been there. Because we've changed out our phone system, we've done CAD upgrades, we've done all kinds of stuff. Oh, we did an AvTech swap out. So what we do is when they're doing the furniture, we'll leave two consoles online and then put a call taker station in another office that's a remote call taker station. So two positions will go down at a time. That's how we'll build that out. And the electrician and the data cabler will come ahead of time, run all of their cables. And then after they install the furniture, they will have guys either on site or very close to terminate everything.
One at a time, I guess, so you don't have a display down, so.
Right. Yeah, it's gonna be, an adventure.
And you cover all of it.
Yeah, we have a $200,000 CD that we've been operating without for 12 months or 18 months. That we would use, and this is 153,000, so.
47.
Yeah, and we've been keeping, our account balance has stayed over 500,000 with payroll reimbursements pretty steadily for, so and I'd like to keep it there. Of course, I have been spending a bit more money since I've been back, because there's been some things I was neglecting. But we're about to a lull point again, where the things that really need to take care of, been taken care of.
Well, I'll move that we approve this with one UPS.
So, how does that affect the phone, the next gen?
Think of it.
So this implementation would be the second week of March, because I always go off for the last 2 weeks of February. So what we're doing is we're cutting over to Comcast Fiber the first week of February.
Okay.
They will come do pre-wires, probably January, February, leave stuff coiled up in the ceiling. The furniture install is going to be the second week of March, and then we won't do the phone system until the beginning of calendar year Q2. So probably early April is what that salesperson's thinking, because they're gonna get the first people who have signed live before they get us.
And when they run the wiring to the desk and stuff, is that fiber or is that just the regular cables, HDMI and all that stuff?
So it'll be all Cat 6 with, so currently what we do though is everything is ran directly from the switch in the back, out of the cable tray, through the conduit, and then just goes into the back of the computer. And we're actually gonna put a patch panel in the back and then terminate everything in, six boxes like that, and just run short patch cables for everything to really clean it up, because the consoles are a mess.
And then what are you gonna do with all the TVs on the wall that are currently?
So the TVs on the wall will stay.
No, the TV monitors on the desk.
Oh, you're talking about the
Those
desk.
ones on the wall. will be-
Yeah, the ones on the wall will stay, and actually, as part of the plans, one of the PC cabinets is gonna be wider. And that's one of the things I'm having the cable vendor do, is he's gonna run HDMI to one cabinet, so I can control all those cabinets from, all those TVs from one computer. Cause I've actually got computers in the ceiling now, that we just have mice hanging from the ceiling that I control them with, or I remote into them. So we're actually gonna put that computer in the PC cabinet, because like our video, well, like the video of all of the county facilities, like we don't wanna take that down, obviously. So some stuff like that, yeah, but those are all staying up. And, the curved TV is what we'll probably end up doing. I figure is I'll ask you all if we can, I'll keep them for a little bit, but if no one in the county needs them, they'll probably end up getting sold for $50 a piece or something. Trust me, every single employee who works there is already has. If they could buy them.
Yes.
That he did.
So, you made a motion on the
153,
193. I second. Yeah. Sorry.
That's all right. No, that's fine.
It's a big purchase. I'm glad you guys do ask questions.
All right.
Yeah, I know, that's what, I like, I don't know why you don't ever just pace yourself. And, I'm kind of wishing I would have paced myself, because I've jumped back into it and I'm like,
You don't have anything else to come?
absolutely.
Candace, you got anything else to come on?
I don't, I covered everything in the.
Hey, I asked Luke about the interest for rainy day, and he said you had it.
So, yes, so I can, you want me to just send that to you?
So where'd it go?
It's in the,
It didn't go back into rainy day, because that's the account it came out of, it's the account it should go back.
You're on the wrong mouse, Candace.
it's. Why does it even have any? Just give me a second, I'll look for it.
Because I thought you confirmed with Chris that
I
it
did.
did go into rainy day.
I did confirm with her, so I went over in the account number she gave me, I'm assuming I'm using the correct term, the account number, is the same that was provided through First United. For the rainy day.
I see a receipt rainy day has changed for every year. So I'll ask Chris about it.
I can show you what I'm looking at, so I've just gotta look for it, but yeah, that's who I confirmed with.
The info along.
You coming to that?
Yes. Yeah, we're gonna make, she's gonna make it like,
Oh, they actually go back and that's certain problems. These are status light indicators, so they show.
Yeah.
They all have it. It would go, it goes on each position and it's like. So something that's not on console, so if you don't know. We always shows together. That's why.
For the last.
This one will actually just have one color. It'll be one of these lights on each station. It'll just have one light. Just if they'll talk, you can throw on the light over.
out of my car.
Out there.
You're there.
Where was that? It was in our, my way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Realized it was right.
That's why it's not follow up.
You're not through the day, so you'll be there.
I'm like, where's my hat?
Yeah.
Yeah, cause I wanna go through.
And you just see, what's the way?
Location, we're talking about.
Let me give you,
Yeah.
That's why I walk.
my cell phone number on here.
Okay.
And so just call me whenever
You got
you
anything else?
I did put a copy of the election in there, if you are attending, please let us know.
And also I wanted to ask you, did you want her?
Yeah, if, as I said, if anybody can bring anything, if they can, we'll do the turkey, the stuffing, the mashed potatoes, the gravy, the green beans, and the plasticware,
I'll
so.
have her to make some cheese today. Okay, that'd be all right.
I'm not keeping track of who's bringing what, cause I just want to contemplate. Whatever they bring, they bring.
Do we pay you about for this? You need to worry about.
No, I worry about the turkey, mashed potatoes. We got the basics, anything else is extra. I didn't plan on the drink, so it might be bring your own bottle, but
Oh, is it bring your own bottle?
I guess
And you
so.
wanna watch how you say it.
I know, I'm doing that, but, and then we've been, one reason I talked about that interest, we're balancing out our last fiscal year and then keeping current on this fiscal year. So we're balanced through October. We just got, as you get the sheriff's November report was in today's, so we'll be balanced with November here within a week or so. So it'll be right.
You want me to go over these dates here? December the 10th, December the 10th at 9 o'clock, we're having a work session interview for executive session personnel for the commission annex. December the 10th also, we're having a 2 o'clock work session. We're meeting with Tucker County regarding our Eastern Ambulance Authority fees. December 16th, work session, public meeting in Frankfurt, PSD at 7 o'clock at night.
Did we confirm that the PSD will actually be present?
That is a Dutch thing.
Yeah,
Hopefully, because that'll be a real,
Yeah.
that'll be a real drag if it's not.
oh, it's not gonna be good if they're not. December 17th, special meeting USD, that's Thursday, right? 17th is Thursday
At 1 o'clock.
at 1 o'clock. And then, December 26th is regular meeting.
Oh, yeah, Wednesday. It's Wednesday, Roger. The 17th is Wednesday.
At one.
Wednesday. What did I say, Thursday?
Yeah, it's Wednesday.
Wednesday at 1, yeah, that's for the USD closing. And then December the 22nd is a regular meeting, January 2nd is a regular meeting. It's at 9 o'clock, it won't be a regular meeting, it's the first meeting of the year, we'll be set everything.
Question for you, we're still waiting for Amy to sign the check for the loan payment, so we want to get that cleared, so like, yeah. We had the FedEx it to Jerry and Jerry FedEx it back, we got it yesterday, Louis came in and signed, I don't know if Amy signed yet, but we'll take it directly to the bank as soon as we get that signature.
Okay. Yeah, that has to be cleared before the closing,
And
for sure.
as soon as we get the signature, we will drive it up and make sure it's.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I'm crazy about this.
Also on the 10th, 12 will be the Mineral County Day meeting in here too. At 12 o'clock.
On the 10th?
Yep.
So you have 9 is gonna be, 12 is Mineral County Days and then 2 o'clock is. That's tomorrow. Okay.
We'll be here all day.
Two meetings a month is what they told me.
How, the Mineral County Day meeting keeps interfering, like, that's like the only public meeting we have in here now. Twice now, there's been something else going on when they've,
Candy, did you get the time, did anybody get the time of the, when Margaret was telling about the home meat process and the balance board deal? Did you get the
She
time?
never gave it.
She
I
never
didn't
did.
go for it.
Didn't, I know it's not on here, I wondered if she said it, and I never got it written down.
Yes, but.
you know, Extension Service really does do some really cool
They do.
things. We're blessed to have our extension.
I just
agents.
saw her, the center tax.
So we don't have nothing else to come up before council, the only thing we've got to do, wait till she gets off the phone and you do your report.
Hey, Margaret, one question. Those meetings, the dinner meetings,
16th,
on the
17th,
19th at Brookdale, what time is the meeting? 6 PM? Is that for both of them, both the January 19th and February 9th? 6 PM. All right, appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome.
And that,
All right.
those both is at Brookdale Farm, right?
No, well, I don't know what the February one was.
We got time.
Yeah, but the first one's at
The
Brookdale.
19th is at 6 PM at Brookdale.
My assumption will be that's all where it always is, but I don't know.
Okay.
I would assume that's where it always is, but I don't know.
They serve Mineral Hampshire Grant through Jefferson. I wonder if they moved.
But now, see, they got four different dates here, they got four
Oh.
county, but let's see, they got 4 dates, so I kinda figure ours is the 19th, Hampshire
Okay.
20th, Grant's 21st, Jefferson is the 22nd, it's the way I kinda took that.
Okay.
I don't know if that's true,
Yeah.
is that how you took it? That's exactly how.
Sounds good.
Sounds like a plan. Okay, Jason, you wanna give your report?
Candace.
Candace, you got anything you want to report?
I don't cover everything that.
Okay, not too much, most of my time, I've got 24 hours, just talking to people from the other end of the county, north end of the
You
county.
keep track of that?
I do.
I didn't keep
My
track.
wife keeps track of it. I've been on the phone for, talking to several different citizens about the Frankfurt PSD, so 24 hours of that, but, that's just them alone. The December 6th, went to the Fountain Fire Department, went to the Sheriff's Department Christmas party. And that's all I have this one.
And I was there also, and I was at Region 8 signing papers and talking to them about this, some of the PSD stuff. And even when I went to the dentist, I got confronted about PSD.
I know you're hot.
I'm telling you, you can't talk. When you got somebody stuck in their mouth and you're trying to,
With a poker, don't wanna say the wrong thing
I don't
either.
say nothing.
Those black scrapers.
I'm not in favor of raising anybody's rates. We pay enough. I mean, that's just the way I am.
Was Dutch also at the Christmas party?
No, he was not.
He was at, Frankfurt.
He was at a football game, football in Frankfurt. And I'm glad to see Frankfurt win the championship. I think that.
Yeah, that was awesome. 2 years in a
2
row.
years in a row.
For a long
I
time.
watched it, actually, I was able to watch it on TV.
Yeah,
That's pretty.
I was glad to see him win that.
So you have the ones from last year, and then when do we need to put that, do we need to have that on the next agenda too? So, were they resolutions, what were they, proclamations, resolutions?
Reason handed those out, so yeah, we did.
Well, some of them might be on this year's team anyway.
Yeah, well, they probably are some.
I don't know, if that's something y'all wanna do, it was a resolution.
Resolution. And you want that on the December
That'd be
22nd?
fine.
The only thing is though, you guys didn't present those last year, I know,
He tried.
but there's been a couple other sports that had state champions. Kaiser Wrestling had a state champion this year. A couple things you missed, if that's something you wanna do.
Well, maybe we can do it on the 22nd, it's to provide us the championship, so we can list those and get all the resolutions done.
Yeah, that'd be the only thing, if you guys are gonna do that, there were definitely some like individual sports where we had.
would
state
cover all of the
champions.
state then, because we haven't done any in 25.
Yeah.
So we can do it as a year thing.
Yeah.
There you go.
Here's another thing that was brought up to me about that. They're not opposed to that. But what are we gonna do about the academic part of it when people accomplish these things? Said you don't have nothing in there for that. That was brought up to me.
Yeah,
He got a point. He's got a very good.
well, some of the like tech center clubs like FFA and Skills, they've had national champions in the past and
I won the silver medal at Kansas City. I have 30 years.
see. I went to DECA ICDC every year. I know the school board does do recognition for some of those things too, so I don't know, that is, if you guys wanna get into that business, you gotta keep up with it.
Well, my hand is full. I had to take it off.
Oh, you know.
Yes. I'll get it. Oh, God.
We're on Harold Loose one,
Roger did his report?
but
Say what?
yeah,
Report all.
so this is all P card, okay? That's all P card. Okay. And then here's the estates and the exonerations.
Yes.
And I had some more
I don't
bills.
have a deal there.
I got a couple more bills here. You know? Oh, that's a salary reimbursement. Oh, also, let me just say, Tri-State Roofing and Sheet Metal sent a Christmas card for you all.
Oh, sorry, I just started out of the way. Oh, give me one second.
Now, this way. Just give us some time to go through this stuff here.
Oh. Put the Tri-State card in.
Yes,
Yeah.
I believe I just got one recently.
Yeah, keep on question.
It was well marketed.
Oh, yeah, it's a different figure.
What's the general county fund?
Pardon?
What's the general county fund?
That's the whole big pot. General County is,
Yes.
but that is,
Emily,
This
that's
one's
the
actually about
opioid
insurance.
reimbursement.
I was wondering, I don't
her last name.
know.
Had won the minutes and I pretty much had everything done last night. I was working on the
It might be.
ESD portion. My goodness. I think I have a page for each speaker.
Lauren, I think they're keeping those proceeds in a Cetera account that aren't, it's not locked into a
The only
CD.
thing that
Show
should be-
Lauren that statement.
Yeah, the only thing that should be in the Cetera is the CD funds themselves.
Well,
Anything that's not in a CD should be,
Cetera is showing 1,035,000.
okay, so that 35, 324, 30 needs to be moved over to the account itself, not into the Cetera.
So that, maybe that's what
But it
the,
hasn't been moved yet. The bank said they were gonna move it.
no, and I guess. And see, I'm confused about some of that, cause I'm not sure that the Cetera accounts don't have the same account number.
It
but they're
does,
just
because it is the same account.
Right, so they're
Because
just,
the
it-
funds came out of rainy day for that CD, same as your CD came out of 911, and then the building, reserve. So who was your point of contact there?
Annette Chapman.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me,
And so you should have her stuff. She emailed you about, cause you had signed all the documents, but
I'll communicate with her, because like I said, our accounts do not reflect any interest being added to rainy day for over a year.
okay, so that's what's happening though, is the reflect, but they're keeping it on the Cetera side of the
And it
account.
should be.
But I wonder if it's, the Cetera side has a higher interest bearing, even though it's not locked into the certificate deposit. Like, you know what I mean? I wonder if the Cetera side of it's more like a money market versus if it goes back into,
It should be on the, for accounting purposes.
yeah.
But actually, wait a minute, what I'm looking at is a combination of the two. Because both of them, like I said, the Cetera and the rainy day account, regular account, are the same. And what the balance I'm seeing are the two combined, so I'm still not seeing the
It
interest.
might be easier for you to just reach out to Annette.
Yeah,
Yeah, cause
Like,
I,
the 1.6,
later.
the 1.6 is the Cetera and the account combined, the 1.679.
So that's why when I asked her, it was. The account number confirming it is the same.
Yeah, it's like, it doesn't make any sense, cause it is, I guess it is the same account, but it's like one's the Cetera side and one's the
Yeah.
First United side.
Right. But I don't know, is Chris receiving those statements?
It went to myself and it says tax.
Yeah, that's Chris.
Tax Chris, okay. Because where she had issues before, she wasn't receiving the documentation. If she doesn't have the documentation, we have to have documentation before we reflect anything.
Right, this is
So-
recent, so I think
Okay.
this was sent late last week.
Okay, probably after we inquired about that.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, well, I'll communicate with Chris then and see if she has reflecting that, but also with Annette, that's,
You know, that felt like a quick meeting, but it really wasn't.
it was a good fellow.
2 hours and 15 minutes.
Oh, we're still not done. We're not
done.
You know, sometimes I think that too, because we get to this point, I'm like, when I'm watching the video, and then we get to this point and there's still another hour left of the video, I'm like, why?
Those videos are hard to watch sometimes.
This will go quicker once we get everything digitized.
I marked it just to get it.
Looking at more, of course, my.
AI.
So then we get a spreadsheet and.
I would say right now, you can't believe anything you read or see because of AI. You can't believe anything you see on your phone or see on TV. You just can't.
You have to look at the bottom to see if it's AI related sometimes. It makes me mad, cause I'll see these animal videos, pet videos that are really nice, and I'm like, oh, that's nice.
And you realize it's AI.
Great.
It's animals.
This 37.7, and this is retirement.
No, that is community corrections October payment.
Okay.
Yeah, that's their October payment. We're holding that, until they get more revenue in. Cause they're still waiting on money from the state, and until they get the money from the state,
A pile of money from the
Yes.
state.
yes.
And
So
that-
we're kind of watching what we're pulling out. We know they're eventually gonna get it, and at that time we'll do salary reimbursements. But we did July, August, and September for community corrections. And then for 911 and AVAL, we did July, August, September, and October reimbursements. So we still have to do November, which just ended. So we're trying to keep up on those two.
What is our balance now on the sheriff's report? Or just do you have it off the top of your head?
I cannot because I was working on other numbers last night.
Mm-hmm.
684,707.
Is that with or without R two? Cause one of the lines shows it without and the other shows it with.
That's with,
Okay.
Maybe it's.
yeah, that's with. Now, and that's through, that's with the October salary reimbursements through October too.
Okay. And we're, next month, I think we get our next quarterly check, so. Yeah, cause we got June, July, August, and September. So we'll get,
January.
yeah,
And.
Oh, yeah, we are in December, aren't we?
yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, cause that's, we had 370,000 out this month, and that was for the salary reimbursement.
Okay.
For that was 4 months worth.
I think it's going over. It's probably RKK.
And what, like for engineering costs?
Yeah. It's what RKK does.
And if you look in the middle of the page, it actually says,
That's going to Frankfurt PSD and then.
when does that need to be spent by, the ARPA money?
26.
26.
We had to allocate it by the end of last year, which we did all those agreements on, but then it has to be spent by the end of next year. And we're close.
Yeah, it's dropping quite a bit,
If you want.
I just came through.
You can put them
because then what, 13 or 14 of that is interest.
Did payout number 30, did that check get cashed and will money clear the account and stuff?
Yes, 193,
Yeah, perfect.
yeah.
Cause that actually, when I thought about it, the interest payment's important, but it's not as important as that check needed to clear, for sure.
Okay, you're fair chance,
Yes,
not
fair chance.
CDBG.
Fair chance, sorry.
Fair chance was 554.
Yeah.
Yes, that one went through.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. And then,
And
Yeah.
where,
or ARPA, we only have 146,000 left.
okay, yeah, I didn't figure there'd be much.
Yeah.
And where did you deposit the courthouse facilities money into? Just general county or did you put it in the building?
General county,
Okay, so we'll have to
General County,
transfer it over
323.
then.
well,
Or I guess we can just write it out of general county too, it doesn't matter.
You gotta sign.
Okay.
I forgot that.
I'm just waiting for that pay app and then we'll figure those exact details out, so.
yeah, because we didn't need to move, or did we need to move the whole thing? You weren't gonna move the whole thing on reserve. That 323 was gonna,
I wanna get, cause I know what the pay app says the final payment's gonna be, but I know that they owe us one credit. And I just wanna make sure that there's nothing else before I don't wanna put the exact amount in there and then it'll be $5 off or five. I just wanna wait till we get that final pay app. Make all that then. And I do think Jeremy Voinovich is gonna donate that chain link fence to the sheriff's office, so he said something to me about it the other day. Well, he said donate. We did already buy it once, but technically contractually, he still owns it. So it is a donation.
that's right.
Yeah. It's hard to tell how much he charged to lease that fence to Fair Chance.
is the contract trailer gone? Or is it still there?
I think the construction trailer's still there.
Okay, I couldn't remember, I was like, I drive by it all the time.
They have cleaned a lot of stuff up,
Oh, yeah.
but there's,
I noticed it was getting cleaned out, starting to be.
yeah. Now, one of the final decisions that we've gotta make is we've gotta figure out how we're gonna, lay out that lot, that parking lot.
Don't make it too tight, if
Yeah,
some of these parking lots you go into and especially a lot of people have bigger trucks.
this now here's not the best.
No,
Oh, this one's tight.
So will that parking lot be for, citizens?
It'll be for employees.
Well,
Cause what we'll do is basically everyone, I'm hoping we can fit the majority of the employees in that lot. And then the metered spots will be for the public, and then we're gonna put 2 handicapped van accessible spots over where some of the employee spots are now, and then make the rest of those open public parking as well.
were you
So-
thinking about angling them in and making?
So what I'd like to do is that they're closest to the annex you would enter, and everything would be angled, so you pull in, and then, oh, wait, or do you mean on the courthouse side?
No, oh yeah, on the courthouse side, they're back to
Did you-
pancakes. The grass is right now.
We might angle them, I'm not sure, I hadn't
Because you were
really.
talking about bringing the grass up and just having spots like this, but
Right.
you only have like 4 or 5 spots. Like the van parking, and
Yeah, the
then,
van spots are gonna make it even less than what we
but
have.
if you leave the blacktop and angle them, you could put 5 on this side and 5 on this side. You
Scan,
get 5 more spots.
what come out yesterday.
Oh, you're saying if they were able to park close to the courthouse, like on both sides facing each other?
Yeah, so like this is the courthouse here, cause this will be the new main door. So right now,
You know.
the spots are like this, and they're double spots. And this is like handicap, wow, that's not really
That
scale
is
obviously.
unreal the amount my
But you do
stuff-
have all this spot here,
We got
that
about
if you
20.
actually, you know,
I
have
don't
it
know.
in, and then you could have your spots
Targeting.
angled like this,
Going
you
to
would, instead of just having 1, 2, 3, 4 spots, you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's my concern.
They probably are.
Because most stuff that
So
gets
it's wide
more
enough.
than me, and I'm
It's
like,
wide
why are you
enough
getting
across
these?
this whole
So it's
section,
concerning.
Because where the back of the building
Well,
is,
I-
these people are parking like this, so you actually have spots, you can't do spots here, spots here.
What do you
Because
call
it's
that?
angled,
Yeah.
I'll say, I'll take your phone number off of that.
so you could actually gain 5 spots right
Yeah, we'll have to look at it. I'm gonna have someone who paints
I'll
the
answer the
fence,
burn
and
police department. Oh, I just.
tell me what it's
I'll
gonna
ask
cost to
about
paint
that.
it, so
Like,
I'm just gonna ask them to see what they think, and I guess I didn't think about that, like doing it long ways.
Oh, it's crazy.
On that, and maybe there's not any of that.
You know,
We're talking about bringing, this is the grass right here.
I was
You were talking
talking.
about taking all this blacktop out, and making it all grass. And then just having the 4 spots, but you could actually gain
That's what
5
we were talking
spots
about.
by
Yeah,
angling,
you wanna look at them.
leaving the blacktop.
Yeah, what's all the time?
But,
I'll smooth that out.
They've only got the first floor done. They didn't have anything boxed up, they weren't ready for us.
Oh, we're
Do they need boxes?
We're loading boxes, taking them over to the next, and bringing them back. That's why I figured you probably do. I would have lowered from the boxes.
I just took 2 loads to the dumpster, we broke it down, but I do have some other boxes.
So we're getting ready to,
what else?
we just finished Corey shooting the desk. Who's gonna move their coffee machine?
Contact school.
This big work session, yeah.
Oh, they don't, because Corey said it might be a week before they move that coffee machine. I'm like, oh, this building's gonna be unsecured. There's holes in it.
The Supreme Court told me, I don't know,
They just don't.
and he told me as soon as we confirmed they were going to Primax, so.
Okay, so hopefully they come
So-
today, because I
The
might,
Supreme Court will move, they're gonna say Primax.
but hopefully if they're coming today too, maybe.
But they're gonna, the Supreme Court will be here this afternoon.
Because as soon as we're done out there today, and we cut the holes out, Teddy told me to call me, water off. I guess we could leave the heat on, but there's gonna be holes in the building, and it's just gonna be.
I've never heard of
it.
There's some class
They said
A's
none,
going
they
on
said
in the
none.
county, but I don't know.
I agree. From the downstairs floor, so somebody had to climb through the upstairs.
If someone steals the coffee or.
Yeah.
No, I'm not related that I know.
They
of.
climb from the second floor to steal a coffee machine.
Uh-huh.
So if they're out garden, there's only like one family on that. river.
I feel that way about some. When you put in the work to do it.
That doesn't sound very good, does
That's why I didn't marry anybody from there.
Sweet.
That's why.
I'm sure, huh?
It's the top floor, you can walk on it, you can get married.
Yeah.
Do you want it? I was saying, I didn't even know.
I didn't know it was there.
An excavator was gonna take.
Like, we found
Not as stable since they ran into
Yeah.
it, but it was really nice patient, you could go out, grab it, you can
They're,
sit out in the.
we found brand new bifolders in there that's never been out of the box. Like closet, brand new bifold closet doors, but
Yeah.
like, nobody uses it. I mean, you know, I mean,
That's the one-
I'm like.
that's the one
everybody get
family.
those. It'd have been nice for the yard sale, you know, if we, somebody had bought those, but.
Is that it for thing?
How about the,
Stuff, I regards to what?
Penny?
There's not enough. We got a table and
They're through the
two
capital.
tables right
Yeah,
now.
no,
Metal
like-
ones that they don't want.
People within their families, yeah.
So it's all.
Buried in, but not them directly.
It's kind of funny
We have a
here,
bunch of stuff.
right here,
Now, there's
last
the
year.
beautiful cabinets upstairs.
you're in Clem.
We're gonna try to take some of them out of their renovation.
I do.
Well,
They
there's,
said,
they're white.
you got a bush up here,
Floor to
in the bar
ceiling.
driveway, into that road where you come out on Hershey Hollow. I'm ready to kill. He said, can you contact the state? Ship
You got pulp and brown molding off the
So
top.
I got the state road office. Well, I worked pretty good, I always did, because I know.
Then we, where they wanted their refrigerator in that little break room, none of the doors were wide enough to get the
What's your
refrigerator.
name? She said, I'm a painter, I'm no part.
They wanted it back in that room, we didn't do anything,
Oh,
the old
man,
carpet is still there, you know where the ranch is?
Oh.
They wanted that to be the break room.
Jill?
Yes.
She
Yeah.
did, but it was
I
smaller
said, you
than that.
related, was you related to Dave and then?
We got it in their conference room, I said,
I
look,
said,
once
"Why
we
don't
cut
you?"
everything over, we'll try to get it.
I didn't know.
So,
See,
I
I
was
was
afraid about that.
West-
Jill did have Chris in
Okay.
there, so.
I went to
We should
school
be
with,
okay.
Are they excited about it?
I mean, they're about the same grade,
I'm
but
sure they like that.
there was one younger, two younger than me and one,
Did you know Charles sold the dimensions?
yeah.
Things that
So he didn't know we was related. I knew him.
Yeah.
wasn't.
I did.
And we was out.
There is, but they're gonna just, it's better than what they had. That's what,
But we painted them.
are they getting the signs
There's one
there
there, I went.
by the elevator on the wall? Now they're
She
gonna
would always
put brown
tell me,
signs, because,
don't you
this
look
is-
like.
so they're not getting a probation
Of
sign.
course, there's a good reason for
Were
Yeah.
there once you.
But anyway, And she said, there comes that Central guy, she do that to me all the time. See, my dad was a Central,
Something.
Well, they can't go any farther because Kelly's door will be
but
shut.
I never took.
Kelly has the door. She said Chris and Kathy's will all of it.
Looking out the hallway through her
Probably
buddy's
sat there and he said,
all the way out, she'll look all the way out there.
what do you mean?
So there is a door there, and that's what people.
He said,
Probation on that
"Let me
door. Like,
Well,
yeah.
Henry's thinking, you know, this thing out front. Vic's and blue probation,
He's
Supreme
not-
Court.
I was out
He
there.
wants to put that on the wall right by the
I don't
elevator.
tell my age, I'm not a spring chicken. in
It's
this.
metal.
I always got to go along with you.
Yeah, okay.
He wants to
hate it.
put it right there, cause I thought, well, hold on, I said, there might be a brown sign being put there,
You know.
signage, I thought maybe they included.
For
that.
Leatherman.
So,
What's
That's
up?
how we're
Okay,
related for Leatherman.
it'd be nicer to get
That's correct.
small design,
It's her
because I think
sister.
it's, you know, this wide, but.
I don't know.
We can have
I
it.
can't face it.
It goes all the way up to Cordova.
A small sign.
Cause they said on their Monday, cause they got 70.
Cora, and there was another leather.
Every Monday they report, so the two security guys are gonna be busy out there on Mondays. Yeah. They're gonna be busy.
Did you know Andy?
That's good.
Look,
I gotta go down here and figure
he
out.
was the janitor in the school system.
Chainsaw.
I didn't bring my chainsaw. So.
Well, I wouldn't have brought mine either. It was at your house.
That's just like when my
There's no electric
great
on there.
uncle passed away.
Oh, you're.
And they told me
Yeah,
that,
we're taking
you gotta
windows
contact
out and I'm
every living
gonna cut
person.
some of the connects.
I said, that's not gonna happen.
So we already.
She's
did
on
this.
here any more question about it. She said, if it's in Windows, it's funny. All you have to do
Mary
is
Lou was telling me
manually
that down
remove
the
the windows
courthouse.
and you can still even take
I
them
said,
off with everything
listen, I
else.
said, I got
But the
no-
windows just have to be.
I
Yeah,
manual.
we can't like just throw them out on the ground.
I said, I don't know where they're at.
Yeah.
We're taking-
Arizona, California,
It won't affect
Illinois.
years anyway.
I said, I'm not trying to
When
call.
I only got another 40.
She's got, she's got two sisters.
I mean, working at the college.
I even cut
Well,
it
it's
all
all
out. That was.
You breathe some asbestos into the
I said,
college.
So, yeah, we fixed.
he's
Sibley's
got
up
two
there, and
sisters,
these guys-
I'm dividing
I said,
up half one, half to the
Yeah,
other.
he's like-
I said, there's no way I.
We didn't know that.
And
Everything at college
Oh,
has asbestos.
All right.
that's the way I did it. She said, well, you know, if you get a complaint, you're gonna have to redo it. I said, we won't get a complaint. I knew we wouldn't.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Our key fobs. Does it not? When I was called through the building on Friday, just to look at things, it doesn't open up like the courtroom or any of that stuff, because that's something that's, we're restricted to.
You'd have to talk to Hotchkiss.
Okay.
He manages, I don't know. I don't even have to log back to the courthouse one, Dave's been managing all.
No, that's fine. I just was trying to look at everything to see how it looked and we're gonna go back to the jury room, see all that stuff and.
I've not even tried my phone, so I'm not sure if they did different restriction levels. I would think everything's programmed at this point, though.
Yeah, oh, that's,
Okay.
I just didn't know if there was a something there.
But they do need to go around and check the tension on the doors. Loosen some of them up.
I was going to do, did you see the?
I don't know.
No, I haven't looked at them. I'm signing these here. I gotta sign it. So Jason, you want, oh, you're going in there?
Yeah.
I'll add this over here for you.
Ow. Ow, okay.
Mhm.
House.
So she can't pull on her back.
Okay.
And so, you know, if an elderly person got in there, they would be stuck until somebody heard them screaming.
It's terrible, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that bad.
Yeah. Yeah. But ADA compliant wise, there is a limit on how much resistance. So it should be ADA compliant resistance.
Oh, let me find Jake's number.
I did mention it to Drake, to Jake. Drake's my dog, not Jake. Jake, not Drake. To Jake, so he is aware, but I don't know. So for him to go through the entire courthouse and check all of them is really.
I don't know. I can't place.
Flora was your grandma, was your mom's grandmother.
Yeah.
Flora. Her sister, wasn't it Debbie and Losty's wife?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, her sister was Losty's wife.
Did you know Bonnie Black? Remember Bonnie?
Bonnie,
Bonnie Black.
not very well known, but there's a lot of,
I didn't know she passed. If this is the same one. Well, it is the same one, because there's her son, Jason. I didn't know she passed.
Good.
Huh?
I was just saying good name.
Hey, Jason's already. I did not realize it.
Do you all review the obituaries in the paper every week?
I'll get to the funeral homes. I don't get no big, I'm not paying for it.
Right. Just when someone passed away, someone had called me and was like, I just didn't want you all to see it in the obituaries and, wonder what was going on. I'm like, I don't ever look at the obituaries, but I do appreciate the heads up.
As you're older, you'll realize you do, and then you realize so many friends are on there just saying, okay. It's really sad.
I have 6, sometimes 7 funeral homes that I look at. Cause I got a lot of relatives in Petersburg. I look at Sagey, Schaefer's in Petersburg. I look at McGee and, Schaefer's in Romney.
Showing you that.
I look at Steel County. Sometimes I go to Frank.
Okay, so you didn't have any question on them either. I know there was a couple, she did some explanation on it.
I don't look at them every day, but I look at them.
It's a,
Wait till you get old.
just some new chairs, Jason.
I like those ones down at the,
If it is
Where's-
broke, don't replace it.
oh, they're broke.
We can't afford it.
Sometimes this thing falls so low and my toilet's higher than this.
yeah,
The ones down. at the-
This thing, that-
That's when you found them. Or show this.
Those are
You'll-
white leather.
Oh, here. I'll look at mine.
I would-
5,000. Will you get everybody just take a picture of it?
And then they wonder why how they waste their taxpayers.
So I found out there's a surplus, thing that you can, whatever,
Down in Charles.
down in Charleston, and you go and buy the furniture and stuff from. I said, let me know when those office chairs go. Those big white ones from the development before.
All,
You can sleep now, like.
Oh, no.
I looked at them, cause I thought, let's just get something else.
Right.
They're $5,000 problem.
Yeah, if you check that website every once in a while, they do have chairs.
Yeah.
Check
Not-
Charleston to get them.
not super nice ones, though. Typically,
Down
by,
Charleston.
yeah, typically by the time they make it to the surplus,
Earned by James.
yeah. They're not in bad shape, but they're not in ideal
Wish they could
shape.
do it, not eat blind. chair.
Yes, yes. They kind of look like the chairs we sold by the time they get there. And now, well, and they probably used to have a lot nicer stuff till the Supreme Court had to get their spending under control. Like,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
when they were buying nice stuff all the time, I'm sure that
See, this boy right here, he.
they went from buying custom built everything to school outfitters contracts. So,
It's getting pretty bad. That's what the wooden chairs that were in Krista's old office, I complained to them, I was like, I'll take those wooden chairs. And then they said they were putting them there in the common here, and they got a little bit of a
Tell me, you wouldn't.
mixed match in the concrete and stuff. I was like, yeah.
Tina told me.
I hate
Oh,
this
Tina
kind of
wouldn't
stuff.
tell me she was married
Right?
to it.
We gotta cut what we can and
I don't think so.
Or the one girl, I can't remember names, it's awful. But she's young. She's young.
This camera looks at me a lot when I'm sitting here.
She's
The
young.
camera.
You wanna look at these?
I guess I was so close to the microphone, it picks me up. I've been on that camera way more than I am when I'm over there.
I think it takes up more over there.
The old commissioner in Canvas was like,
I've never heard of a mountain.
I don't know,
Oh, really?
half of the size of this room. So like everyone just sat on top of each other. We had to put the camera on the table. And we didn't even have those because there was no room. Everyone sat at this table.
there was this, there was this.
It was in one of them, yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to see, I never was on.
Is that the courthouse?
Mhm. Yeah,
Some of the rooms are really small.
Yeah,
yeah.
I never heard of that name here before.
Oh, you should see the names through the voter. There's names that are not very common at all around here.
And this has been nice because it's been able to hold relatively large crowds pretty easily. We used to have to use the courtroom anytime we expected anybody to come out. We
I'm here, you want.
kind of squeeze people in here.
Pictures on that, Tom?
What do we have, 10, 12 chairs? The other room?
At the max, yeah. That's what I told her. We all sat at that table. We didn't even have tables to the side, which made it tight.
I want to see what, you know, what all you get, this could be.
It would have been terrible with Jason and Dutch because they bring their laptops and their,
What's that?
when we all had to share that table, Jason overflows onto my table sometimes, so. No, but we all used to share that table. That was,
Do I hear a motion to approve all the accounts payable?
Motion to approve the council.
With purchase orders.
With purchase orders. And I second that, and I'll make a motion, we approve the exoneration,
Second that,
and I'll make a motion, we approve the estates.
second that.
and the $5,000 purchase order limit, it's effective immediately, right? We'll just have to rewrite the policy for you on the side.
We never stated that, I was thinking first year, but whatever, I don't care, you wanna.
I don't have anything I need to buy. I've said purchase orders for everything. I was just
You want us
curious.
to state- Yeah, you want us to do that, when do you want it to take?
You want it effective?
Don't see why not. I think, doesn't
I
matter.
was thinking January third, that's why I never said one, but I don't care.
What's easier for your office? I mean,
first,
It doesn't matter either way.
because the year end, it's not.
Is there no communication timeline like requirement?
Do you need it,
Okay,
do you need it prior to?
I don't, I just a little different than private than it is, private sector.
Right, yeah, I got one. You. So, do we need to make a motion that is add to it?
Or amend your
And
motion,
then the motion that
put
is
effective date.
effective as of today.
Okay.
Then I'll second it.
I think Candace will just update that policy and you guys can sign it at the next meeting.
Do you have any, what do you got for me to send?
Just the,
You guys want to adjourn?
I'll-
We can start.
Sorry, make a motion, we adjourn, meeting.
And I'll